What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Sarlacc Digest, a podcast bringing line talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. This is episode 75, being recorded on April 29th, 2020, and we're still doing this social distancing remote podcast. So any kind of technical difficulties, blame it on Skype. That's. We can't
That's
help
where
it.
we're going with.
That's where we're going with. So again, a little bit of disclaimer there. So any video lagging or audio lagging, this is what we have to do to bring some Star Wars into this crazy world that we live in. So with that, we are live on YouTube. We have our chat going. There's some people in the chat. We'll shout them out in a second. And let's bring in the crew. We got a full house today. We even got a special guest with us today. So I'm your host, Darth Moocher. And I'm joined here with Darth Dad.
Hey, hey.
Bootleg Joe is here.
Hey, yo.
I love what he always does a Razor Ramon. It's awesome. Scott Solo's with us today.
Yay, what's up, nerds?
We got Mike. Fanboy Mike is here again, 2 times in a row. This is unbelievable.
Hi, dude.
Joining us from Nerd Tunes and Nerd's Attitude along with Scott is Kevin. What's up, man?
What is up, nerds?
Thank you very much for joining us. It's been a long time coming. We're always talking about having you on the show, and you're here.
It just took a pandemic to bring us together.
That's right. Well, we got this whole guest
One
thing
little
figured
pandemic.
out. So you're our test guest, a remote test guest. So welcome again.
Thank you.
Again,
And just like herpes, you're never going to get rid of me. So
that's fine. It's fine. We'll just cover you up every once in a while.
that's right.
And last but not least, Ernie the Fallen Fett. What's up, man?
Hey guys, what's up? Thanks for jumping in line with us and hopping on our brand new YouTube podcast here. Be sure and go tell your friends right now. We got a lot of people in the chat with us.
Yes.
If they're Star Wars fans, invite them over. We got a great show coming up tonight. A lot to talk about, especially probably some of the best animation in the world.
Well,
Wow.
we're gonna talk about it, man. This is we're actually gonna be doing a 180 from our last show, right? Our last show was a lot of like, come on, get it together, and then Friday happened.
Hey, what the hell, Filoni? Into, oh, you're a god again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Favorite
we-
person, Dave.
We don't back on that bus right real quick, huh? That's my seat.
I'm
That's my
not
seat.
ashamed to say it at all.
No.
At all.
No.
The other ones were hot garbage and they knew it.
Yeah.
And
Hey.
this is what it was building up to right here.
Yes.
Yeah, I just felt like so much improvement. I mean, from the other seasons going to these last two, it was like a lot of improvement in what you see visually. That's
Crazy.
I liked it.
Absolutely crazy. But yeah, guys, we're all here and in chat. So Scott, who do we have in chat that's joining us today?
Okay. So today we have Catbox Modeling, also that is known as Keith. We've got Keith, who does amazing 3D printers,
Awesome.
printings. Douglas Tupper. We've got Michael Horlings in there. We've got the Holy Hour podcast and All Cure podcast. They're
Welcome.
really cool.
Awesome.
We've got
Biased.
hey. We've got Gordon's. I'm going to screw up Gordon's last name. We got Gordon in the chat with us. And
Gordon.
And we got Tommy.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for in chat joining us. So feel free to put comments in and ask questions, and we'll be discussing everything Star Wars here for the next hour and a half, 2 hours. So here we go.
I thought there were 4 hours.
4 hours.
Oh.
That's what I said. 4 to 5, 7 hours. That's what it just keeps on.
I'm going to need a nap in the middle of all that.
Before we get into like the main subject, and we kind of preluded to it a little bit, we have May 4th coming up on Monday. So May the 4th is as everybody knows, it's this fans Star Wars day for Star Wars fans. What buy us for us kind of stuff. There was like a little soapbox rant I want to get into just real fast about Disney and this particular day. I don't know if anybody caught this, but on Twitter, people were talking about May the 4th, right? May the 4th event, and I think that's when the Mandalorian documentary series is coming out on Disney+. And so
Right.
Disney, the lawyers got involved, and they're starting to tax people on that's their trademark day and getting into like the cease and desist kind of stuff on May the 4th, right? And so I had to take a step back a little bit, and me personally, I know it's kind of controversial. I love Disney and everything they do, but their lawyers are really, really kind of like, come on, guys. You can't, yes, you own the property, but you know what? You can't be taxing everything about this property. This is a day it's a pun day. It's a pun on the May the 4th, May the 4th. It's our day. We made this day special, not Disney, and not what I mean, not even Lucasfilm at the time. We made this day special.
That's true.
No,
It is
it's funny.
It is a fan event.
Yeah, and I
No,
was
it's funny.
yeah. Well, that's what I wanted.
The Raiders did the same exact thing to Raider fans. Probably up to like maybe I want to say 10 years ago.
Oh,
The name Raider Nation has been
Oh, right.
going forever.
right.
And they would pick a certain day where they would get together before the season started and have
Cinco de
this
Mayo.
thing called the Raiders. That's racist. Anyways, they would get together and have this whole thing called the Mecca, where all Raider fans from all over the place would come and gather together, and the Raiders literally like pretty much trademarked the event
Right.
and just named it this cheesy name and just destroyed it for the fan base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm
It's
saying, dude.
basically
Like,
cool
Disney, it's like, let us have this thing. You guys, they make money on us hand over fist. They make money on everything. They own everything about it. Can we just have this day and not be interrupted by the corporate, side of it and to make money on it? Like, no one's making money. When we do our May 4th event and stuff that we did
Do it
in the
to
past,
celebrate.
we're doing it because we love Star Wars. It's just one day, and it's celebrating stuff. We're going to buy everything you put out. So back off. Let us have our day. You know what I
And
mean?
some of us will buy multiples of that same thing over and over again.
We sure do, man. There's not a day that goes on. I don't think my bank account takes a hit from anything Star Wars. So, I don't know. I just felt like I had to say something. I don't care if 5 people listen to it or just one. It's like one of those things like, just let us have this and back off on our May 4th. This is an event that we are running for us, and we're not trademarking anything. We're not making money off of it, okay? So,
We'll celebrate.
yeah, man. So I just wanted to put it out there, but also Monday, May 4th, we're going to try to do something. We've mentioned this on the show. We want to do an Empire Strikes Back watch party, right? Because it's the 4th anniversary of Empire, and who knows if Celebration is going to happen in August. So
You shut your mouth.
I am crossing my fingers, but every day, Ernie, I'm waiting for that text message. I'm waiting for that email, and I'm just like, please don't. But-
With Comic-Con down, you got to think.
Yeah, and that's in
Right.
July, and 1 month later is Celebration, and is Disneyland going to be open by then? That's
No, that's not even going to be till next year, dude.
yeah, dude. So
Well, you guys heard? Didn't they say that Phase 3 was happening, where they were putting gyms and was it salons or whatever still out till August? I mean, is that? I'm not saying that it'll affect that, but if
Yeah.
they're doing that because of how close people
Yeah,
are.
the conventions will be canceled. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought this is
Yeah.
actually, wait, I think I'm surprised you haven't got an email.
right,
I'm pretty sure
actually,
that would
I
fall
think-
into the concert place,
The last
right?
part of that press conference today, I think, was that concerts and large group, public gatherings are going to be canceled till the end of the year.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, until there's
Right now,
some sort of
official word from the OC part of it that is doing
yeah,
that is basically they're letting Universal and Disneyland decide on their own for right now what they want to do and what they're going to do. That's the last word that we have had.
yeah,
They are testing in Shanghai right now.
yeah,
Literally, their employees are acting like visitors, and they're seeing how they can adapt and do things. So
Right.
that's the
I don't
last
think
official
there's
word we
nothing out
have
of
right
China
now.
right now.
yeah.
That's the last official thing that we have right now. So it's up in the air. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You guys really got to stop bringing me down and saying that it's not till next year.
Well, that's why we're
and it's not going to happen.
Even if it does happen as scheduled, I'm still going to go in there with, if I end up going, I'll go in with gloves and the mask
Yeah,
and the whole
protect
bit
yourself.
because I don't feel comfortable going to freaking Target whenever there's, they're limiting the number of people going in. The Celebration's sold out, so it's going to be wall-to-wall people. And I don't know.
yeah,
It's it ain't happening.
yeah. Again, until the official.
One year I'm gonna go. It's gonna be my first celebration. I think Mike is gonna be your celebration, and it happens to be this year.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Everything.
Oh my God, I want to say something right now, but God bless China.
So Yeah,
Hey, that's racist.
it's all up
That's
in
what
the
this
air
show
and
is.
everything.
Yeah. So again, that's why it makes the May 4th special more special when we get these kind of when we happen to get together for as a fan base and not let the corporate, the corporate Mickey Mouse interfere with that. So we actually have to stay strong with that message and continue to do things and not let them market it, not let them trademark it.
Well,
It's our holiday.
Well,
It's-
Douglas Tupper's saying, "Hey, we still have our Revenge of the 5th and 6th." So
I
let
thought
'em
about
have
that too.
May the 4th, we'll
I-
have the 5th and 6th.
I thought about that too, but you know what? May 4th is just something I don't know, Chris. We started doing that like years ago, right? Like May 4th, we used to do like the binge of the
Yeah.
6 movies at the time, and that was something before it even caught fire. We all did that. But again, it's just too important to let it go to a marketing ploy, Which
it is, and it sucks. But I'm sorry, I don't mean to burst your bubble, but they do have the 5th marketed as well too. They
Yeah,
have pins that they give out on that day as well and everything.
Well, I'm okay with them adding to
Okay, because
I'm
Revenge
okay.
of the Six sounds better anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay with them adding to it, but I'm not okay with them stopping things from happening. Under
yeah,
the
that's
under
pretty
the
ridiculous, and
yeah.
especially in this time.
yeah exactly.
I mean,
Let
we
us
got
have it.
too many people. We've had events. Other people have had events. It's been all over. Like you said, you want to try and do a watch party.
Mhm.
I've seen other people are going to host like trivia on their sites.
Yeah.
Scott Bravo with the Outer Rim Armory.
Yep.
He's doing a big raffle. He's doing something good. So even though it may be a little bit of a letdown right now in the situation, we're still trying to all push ourselves back up, bring ourselves back up on that day. I really don't think we need to let it get to us that much.
No.
We'll have a watch party. We'll join in on trivia. We're going to be a part of this raffle.
Yeah.
And it's better to show them, we can really take this thing over instead of let it bring us down.
Yeah, 100%. And I also wanted to bring up that too is like I have a picture on here on our interface, so everybody on YouTube can see this. Outer Rim Armory, Scott Bravo. I have your prize list up here, and anybody's interested, I have the description to his site. I think it's a $20 for 5 tickets or something like he's doing, and he's giving away the Black Series Boba Fett helmet. He's giving away the 40th anniversary pops. There's a whole bunch of prizes there, so everybody who's interested, go support that. I think that's awesome. So
Yeah, he's running a great
Mhm.
great deal with it. It's going to be $5 a ticket, or you can get 5 tickets for 20,
Right.
which is awesome. $20 to win the brand new Boba Fett helmet that everybody can't find.
exactly.
They're barely being shipped from GameStop. They were on the Walmart shipper, and now that,
Yeah.
and then other prizes. And what he's going to do so that everybody has a chance immediately, he's doing the grand prize first, right out of the box.
Nice. That's awesome.
So all the yeah, exactly. So all the tickets will be there. You have every chance to go at this.
Scott's got it
and
on right
then-
now.
Yeah. And then you'll be able to rock the Fett. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
So he's going to do the grand prize first, and then after that, he'll do tickets removed. That's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
And then he'll do the follow-up drawings for the brand new 10-inch Funko Pop, the black one,
hmm
and then the lot of Funkos, and then the lunchbox, the hat, and the socks. And Josh Adante also in the chat
Yep.
has also thrown in some decals and vinyl stickers
Yep.
to add to it. So
Awesome.
you see how we roll?
Yep.
We promote, we add, everything. We make this our day, and we continue on. So be sure and hit up Scott Bravo at Outer Rim Armory
Mhm.
and buy your tickets, and check out
This is the
Scott
way.
Solo right now, who's rocking full
This
blood.
is definitely the
man.
way.
Absolutely.
I definitely recommend it.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And like I said, I'm so grateful for making contacts like Scott and Josh that help us with this show, with our community of Star Wars and everything. And they're doing great by picking up the mantle of the May 4th. We're not having it at a brewery this year like we did the past 2 years, but it's going to live on.
Unfortunately.
And I think we'll do good. We'll be all right, right? We're going to
Well,
be.
last year we were somewhere special.
Yes, we were. We actually, Ernie's anniversary is coming up too on Monday.
Yeah.
It is.
Yay.
That's right.
Already been a year. Can you believe that?
That's awesome.
She hasn't kicked you out yet. Wow.
It's been close. It's been close.
That's why I don't have the camera on. So
Black eye, can't see.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Yeah.
Wasn't
So
told wasn't told twice. So.
So yeah,
Oh, good.
link in the description below is you'll find the links to both Josh's site and Scott's site. So before May 4th, get your tickets in. I will get my tickets in this weekend, and I'm getting that helmet. Because if I don't, then I'm going to have to ask Scott to make me one, and I have to, I'm saving up for it, Scott. I haven't forgot about it. I'm saving up for the Django and the Boba, so.
Was that what you're going for? I'm going for one this year.
I
promise
I want
myself.
every one of them that he makes. They're awesome. But anyway, so.
I want the real Mandalorian. I want Din Djarin. I want that guy. I want his helmet.
He just finished those,
I know.
Nice.
and it looks beautiful.
I know.
Okay, let's get into what we actually really came here for. Let's get
Oh, wait,
into.
before that.
Oh, go ahead.
before
Go
that,
ahead. Go ahead.
1 second. Scott, didn't you go into the, didn't Daniel Logan
Oh,
have a auction giving away all of his stuff this week?
He wasn't giving it away, but he was selling it. Yeah.
Wait, yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. I did. I went in. He was doing, God, I want to say it was 5 days worth of a toy sale. And it was pretty impressive. I mean, the guy's got, I think you can see Kevin's screen, the type of toy room that he's got.
right.
I've got a very similar toy room like that too. Now take those two toy
Show
rooms,
off.
combine them, and then multiply it by about 20. And
Really?
that's what Daniel Logan had. It was insane because since he was a kid, he's been getting boxes from Lucasfilm. George
Wow.
Lucas just sends him toys, and then that got him into it, and then he started collecting on his own. So, yeah, he went out, and now that the convention circuit's basically closed, his wife is like, "We need a source of income. What can we do?" And he's like, "Let me sell my stuff." And it wasn't one of those sales where everything was way overpriced. It was actually one of those sales where everything was way below cost or way below the market value, and he was just blowing it out for 5 days straight. And so I picked up a couple things. I got this Obi-Wan Kenobi figure here. It is actually it's a foreign figure. It's from Europe. It's kind of cool.
Wow.
And then I got
Open it. Open it.
Open it.
Don't open it.
Oh,
my
he's opening it.
God.
And I can't see it.
Here. If I talk, maybe it'll show up. So yeah, there we go.
Oh, it's
And Jedi Obi-Wan Kenobi. There's the package right there.
awesome. Awesome.
So that was just to make you squirm there, buddy.
Oh, that's funny.
And I also got this, which is really cool. It is a Clone Wars pack. I went all Obi-Wan Kenobi on this particular sale. So
Right.
there's like a Jedi Commander Obi-Wan or General Obi-Wan.
That's cool.
So
He didn't sign him or anything. That'd have been cool.
he did send a letter actually along with it, and he said, basically, thank you for your support and helping me feed my family during this
Right.
horrible time. And then he hand signed everything. So it was really cool.
That's cool.
I think we talked about that on the side, if not on the last show, that this was going to be hurting those guys, right? Because this is what they
right.
do. I mean, Daniel Logan's at everything all the time. Ray Park all the time. As much as I think it's crazy, but these are regular dudes trying to make a living, and that's
Yes.
what they hang on to.
And
And it's shut down.
Daniel's a cool guy. Kevin and I, we actually met him at, what was that show, Kevin? What show was that we were at? It was-
Nerdbot. I think it was their second year there in Pasadena.
That's right. It was Nerdbot, and we went up to him and asked if we could interview him, and he said, "Heck yeah!"
Awesome.
And he was drunk off his butt.
That's the key.
He had-
We have to
he
get him
had a
drunk to
few-
get him on here.
He had a few
Best way to do
Heinekens in him, and then he sat down and he plugged Nerds with Attitude podcast left and right,
Awesome.
and he was just. And then afterwards, he just handed me a piece of armor that he had autographed and said, "Here, man, have fun." Dude was so cool.
That's awesome.
Dang.
But yeah, if you can, I will put a link to the auction site on there. If they decide to do anything else, you guys will be the first to know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, that's great.
Yeah, they do auctions quite often just for the shop in general. They do raffles auctions.
Yeah.
It's that one. When I went to go see Luke up in college, I wanted to stop there, and I just didn't make my way because it's on the way from the airport to his house.
Mhm.
But he must live up there because he's always in that shop. Like,
And
they'll
Daniel?
post- they'll post things with him, and
Daniel lives in California, actually.
Yeah.
that's
He
what I
was-
thought. But
Yeah, he was actually almost damn close to inviting everybody over for a barbecue if it wasn't for the social distancing.
Wow.
He lives somewhere in Tustin, and he was just like, "Yeah, man, we're driving. You can meet us at this mall to pick up your stuff if you want to."
Nice.
Yeah, it was crazy, but he would sell, say, a if it was a Boba Fett item, he would sign it at no extra charge.
Dang.
So
That's
it was really cool.
That's crazy. I'm like checking my messages and I don't have a message. Okay.
You got to check your PMs. Your PMs.
Wow.
So nude.
Junk.
So okay, I'm done with mine. Now let me.
The last thing I needed was competition from Ernie.
Oh, I know, right?
I didn't get a single Boba Fett item. Nope. Nobody I know got a single Boba Fett item. There were people that were, they had to mix it up on like day 4, and they would say, okay, the 4th person to say claim is the first person that gets it, because people were just jumping on and really fast.
Right, yeah. Wow. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, the whole convention circuit, how all these people are out of work, especially the artists. Like, I was going to Celebration with the sole purpose of buying all the art prints out there from the, they're going to actually have art prints for episodes 1 through 9, like the collective art definitive print. That's what I've been waiting for all these years, and I'm hoping they still post those up somehow if Celebration doesn't happen or not. But
I'm sure they will.
Well,
yeah.
I know Wizard World is doing a virtual convention. You still pay, but whenever you pay, you get into special like breakout rooms in Zoom where you can go and do a one-on-one 2-minute long interview with actors and stars of shows. So.
We'll just we'll have this interface up with all 7 of us, and just like, so as one person just ambush.
Do you know how many dicks they'll see? Oh my God!
Why are you logging in?
That's the chance you take. That's going to be the chance they take, actually. So, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people named Richard do like to go to those shows.
Yes.
Well, cool. Yeah. So,
saving the YouTube feed.
Yeah.
Well,
Good job.
Anything from chat, Scott, before we move on to our main event?
Let's see. Josh Adante has joined us. Of course, Scott Bravo's on there.
Awesome.
Can we just call him Bravo so I don't have to hear Scott? Scott.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not printing any of you helmets. And then let's see, Gordon. Nope, nothing really. Just Josh and Scott have joined us, and they're chiming in saying, "Hell yeah!" and
awesome.
The helmet's legit and stuff like that. So
awesome.
Yeah,
very cool.
Right on.
Right on. So
He's all over that chat. Well done, Scott.
well done, Scott Solo.
Hey, I do my best, right?
So
all right, we lost Kevin. So just kidding.
yeah, so our last episode, we were pretty down and out on Clone Wars. We were giving a lot of shit, 8 episodes
Some
in.
of us were.
No, I think it was legit. I think
Still is.
yeah, because I actually was revisiting our talk about it last time, and yeah, it still is. And I was like, man, we were just like, this show better turn to 180. This show does better do this. Here's this checklist, and we're getting all grumpy about it. And then Friday hit, and then like, oh my God, did we get exactly what we wanted? And
Dude.
in the first episode of the 4-episode arc, we got pretty much what we wanted.
Tenfold.
Yeah.
That's my favorite episode of any of the animated shows ever.
And it means more because it goes right into episode 3. And I think if it didn't, if it was still like wasn't getting into like the minutes before Order 66, I mean to the almost second, you can feel the anticipation, of the build-up and everything going on when the Jedis are going their own way and all that. It's that build-up was so amazing in the first 2 episodes. I would just like, I couldn't get over like what you guys, like Chris was saying. It's the pinnacle of Clone Wars. This is what we all been waiting for. And to tie it in with episode 3 as close as they did, and the way they're handling Darth Maul and Ahsoka at this point, I'm waiting for this arc to be finished so we could go back to episode 3 and find and like in back of our head going like Darth Maul is being captured here. Oh, by the way, this is spoilers. Anybody who hasn't seen Clone Wars,
they wouldn't
go
be
watch it. But, yeah, exactly. So. It's just that knowing of what is going on in the background, right? That is like unbelievable.
That's probably the best. Okay, not the best part of the thing, but as you're playing along with where they are throughout the whole thing, like I have notes. We'll go through the whole spiel, right?
Yeah.
But as you're going through, you're timing it. Okay, this is where Anakin is right now. That's where Obi-Wan is. This is what just happened. This is what's about to happen.
Yeah.
When you go through this whole thing and you just feel that this is Ahsoka and Rex's scenes during the movie. That's
Exactly.
what's going on. You know, that's what's just neat. That you know now, when you watch Revenge of the Sith, that
Yeah.
Darth Maul and
Yeah.
Ahsoka are fighting during
Yes.
the movie. You know, in another scene that we're just not seeing
Right.
on. That's
Amazing,
insane.
right?
Yeah.
Gutsy.
When do you think we're going to get a fan cut movie of Revenge of the Sith that has all of the Clone Wars episodes spliced in?
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. Yeah.
I'd do
That
it.
would be rad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That
gonna
would be
happen.
rad.
On the 9th, the day after the last episode you watched, there'll be fan edits and everything.
Yep.
This is what I look into. It's like when they do stuff like this, I look at, episode 3. You play it in your head. There's no mention of Ahsoka. Anakin's fully obsessed with Padme at this point, and he's turning to the dark side. And Order 66 happened, and I always look like, okay, how they both left off, meeting each other, and then going their separate ways, and Ahsoka was told by Obi-Wan saying Anakin's been asked, his mission is to go to the Chancellor and spy on him. And she had the same reaction Anakin did. That's
Oh, yeah.
treason, pretty much. And then the whole mention of Obi-Wan, I'm going to go confront Grievous. And then all the Jedis are on the planets that we know get killed, get slaughtered on. They're going to those planets. And I
Let's
always,
slow down. Let's slow down then.
no,
Let's
I'm
go
just
through the
saying. I
conversation.
always look for how it's leaving off to where not mentioning it in episode 3 makes sense. Is what I'm trying to get. So
100%.
yeah. So, Chris, I'm gonna hand this over to you because I know you've watched this. I don't know, probably more than the Rise of Skywalker at this point.
Oh, by the fifth time
Sequel
I watched
trilogy.
It, I watched it more times.
Yeah. So I'm gonna hand the floor over to you. You've got notes. And
And I'll keep stopping and we'll just keep talking about
Yeah,
it for
absolutely.
a while. And if it starts to get too drawn out, F it, and we'll just go ape stuff on it.
you got
all right?
it. You
All
got
right,
it.
dude. And that, by the way, that was a hard sentence to get out without saying any of that.
You're doing great, buddy. You're doing great.
I'm working really hard, fellas, and I really appreciate the support. I
Well,
love you guys.
We appreciate your
And,
hard work at this. Yeah.
Thanks on it. All right, I want to start off with the intro. Hey, the intro. How different and cool is it?
Yes.
Oh, classic Lucasfilm.
It's cinematic.
Film limit up, cinematic. You feel like they know exactly what they're doing with this arc,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
They know this is the ultimate arc in all of Clone Wars and all of animation, and to this point, halfway through, this may end up being the best piece of Star Wars,
Right.
all in all, from beginning to end, and that's up with Empire. I mean,
Wow.
this is that good.
It's
where I
getting
think
that way, man.
that's
It's
such a
it's
good-
building it up
good job.
definitely for that. Yeah.
100%. So that intro, I think, is just them telling us that that's
Yeah.
what's going on. And the way the intro music is, you know that you're in episode 3 because it's real dark, real, it's the red logo, the dark music. This is not a happy time.
Right.
Dig it. I like, how about that fight? What'd you say, Scott? The fight on that bridge? How was the Golden Gate?
Oh yeah, it's I've been to Lucasfilm, and right outside their window you see the Golden Gate Bridge, and I went back and watched it again, and not only are they fighting on the Golden Gate Bridge, but you can see some of the mountains in the background,
Really?
to where it looks like San Francisco. And then whenever they're flying away from the planet, at the end of that, it looks like they're flying out of Earth. You can see some of the continents and the oceans, and it looks like they're flying away from
Oh,
Earth.
cool.
It was pretty cool.
Oh, cool.
Now, the
But-
scene, I'm digging this because we're only going to see Anakin and Obi-Wan very little throughout this whole
Right.
bit. Right? I mean, they're here and there, but they have their own story in episode 3. So we're only getting a little bit of them, but it's awesome. This whole first thing with Obi-Wan saving Rex from that rocket,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's just kind of a quick nod because, again, we all know what's about to happen on the next step, right?
Yeah.
They're about to just turn on each other, and there's Obi-Wan turning back and winking after he just saved Cody's life.
Yeah.
I think I said Rex a second ago. I do that all the
You
time.
did. It's okay.
I know, whatever.
You can hardly tell them apart.
Hard. Racist. See, all you guys, 3 of you.
One's got blonde hair. But yeah.
Right. And then Anakin coming up when Obi-Wan happens to say, "Anakin, where are you?" Right? How awesome at this point in Anakin's life is he?
Yeah.
Right. Maul likes to call Kenobi arrogant.
Right.
Anakin walks up with lasers blasting everywhere and just dodges one nonchalantly, right? Like it was nothing. While
Yes.
he's telling Obi-Wan off, he's like, "No, you can sit here and hide. We'll handle this. Only 1,000 troops." You're
and it, yeah.
I'm like, "You're awesome."
Exactly.
I'm loving where they've got Anakin right here now too.
Yeah.
You guys got anything else on that piece before we hit?
I love that fight on the bridge when Anakin force pulls the
Yes.
the droid to him and,
Yeah.
out of the crowd. I thought that was a really cool little fight scene.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, when
He's all, where's the tactical droid? Oh, there he is.
Yeah,
The tactical droid knows he's hosed. And all of a sudden,
Anakin's walking up. I'm sorry. When he's walking up nonchalantly, and he's actually kind of dodging as the lasers are flying. He's just like, no, and he's talking to Obi, and he's just like, we can handle this. This is not a big deal. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, he was completely awesome. And remember, Phantom Menace, how was Obi-Wan? Like, even with the droids.
Yes, he was.
He's the same way. He's all, we got this.
Yeah, even with Darth Maul, we'll handle this. Yeah, exactly.
Like, you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
I love it. They're all awesome.
Yeah.
The 501st and their jetpacks. How cool was that?
Yes.
Too? And then Rex
Very cool.
completely understanding R2.
Yeah.
Like, I'm imagining there's something in the visor at this point, or does he just understand R2?
Well, no, I want to say, that's a good one, because it doesn't mean a lot in the grand theme of things, screen of things, but to understand the binary, like Rey understands binary, right? Basically what R2 is speaking. I want to believe that Rex got really close to that droid, or just the droids itself, and learned it instead of being translated. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But it's most likely
Spent a lot of
being
time with
translated.
them.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so that was all awesome, right? Ernie, you got anything? Joey?
No, it's beautiful.
Just not just on that scene. I mean, that scene was just cool. The way they were just real, how Anakin was kind of arrogant and everything, and the way he was speaking. But these last two series, the dialogue is what made it more heavy for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fighting and everything, but the dialogue is what's getting it for me.
When we get into that, that's what really gives me the goosebumps, honestly.
Now, check this out. So the next thing happens is he gets a call from Yularen, right? That he's got a call from Fulcrum.
Yes.
I love the fact that he says Fulcrum, the secret name.
The secret name.
And these fools say, oh, it's Saw Gerrera on Onderon.
Right.
Like,
I love that.
Code name for it, jackass. What are you doing? He's like, oh, no, we can't say this one over the radio in case somebody hears it. Come to the ship.
Yeah.
So he's all, no, let's protect Ahsoka, but screw Saw Gerrera on Onderon.
Yeah.
Well, I think they all feel that way about Saw.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure at that point. No, not at that point. At that point, they're all friendly.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to mention that. So then let's fast forward a little bit, and we see Ahsoka there with Bo-Katan.
Yep.
All right, that's cool. At this point, I'm thinking, what do you guys think on her age now? What do you think time has passed since season 5? Since when she left the Order?
I'd say about 5 years.
I don't even think of that.
No. The space between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith is only 3 years.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe it might just be a change in the animation, but I'm thinking maybe 6 months.
Yeah. Well, if you look at the prior arc, it looked like almost the next day or next week or whatever. She's just hanging around Coruscant, and she just happened to be, happened to stumble on. Maul.
I actually think that's what happened.
Yeah.
I actually think that the last one was a long time between. Actually, I should have said season 5. I should have said between the last arc and this arc.
Oh.
Because there's at least 6 months.
Okay.
Oh, no.
There's at least 6.
Different.
No.
Yeah, she's definitely.
I don't think so. I think it's honestly.
Her facial features look more mature.
No, because when she discovered Maul with the Pikes, I think immediately they went into, telling the tattletale mode. I'm gonna go tell the Jedi that I fell in Maul. I think it was like the next day. But I didn't I didn't pay attention that close to the actual aesthetics to Ahsoka on both arcs.
Okay.
But no, because I think it's like the next day myself.
I feel like she's grown up more so than how do I say it? She's matured enough emotionally, and that wasn't from the Toretto arc, right? From the Fast CS arc. That wasn't from that.
Well,
but she's stronger. She's cockier. It seems like she's been with the Mandalorians for a while.
Feels that way. Okay,
I feel the same way with Chris. It's the look that she gives Anakin of, instead of a high master and actually catching up, we can't do that right now.
Right.
That type of, you can see it through that answer and that type of maturity.
Right, and to blow the load early a little bit on it, when she talks to Obi-Wan, when he says that's not fair, she's like, I'm not trying to be.
I love that. I love it. Absolutely,
she wouldn't have said that.
Yes.
2 seasons ago.
No.
No. When she got kicked out, I wouldn't have.
It's almost like she put Obi-Wan in her place, and Obi-Wan is that staunch Jedi Order follower, and it just. I think what happens when according to that going fast forward to that dialogue with her and Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan is pretty much, look, this is the way it is, and Ahsoka's like, this is why I left, and is reassuring herself that she did the right decision by leaving the Order. and that's why her blunt responses to Obi-Wan and Anakin, to me, were like, hell yeah, because I love Obi-Wan, right? But I loved getting it. I loved when she shoved it back in his face like that. You know, it was like, you know what, I'm not with you. I'm not with you. I don't care about your purpose or whatever. Like, you know, we don't have time for a council meeting kind of stuff because Obi-Wan wants to take it to a council and all that stuff. But
well, that's the thing here. When we start looking at how everybody is and how I'm kind of to the point where Ahsoka is the best parts of Anakin and Obi-Wan.
yes,
Right? But the worst part about Obi-Wan really is his strict obedience
yes,
to rule, which is brought up in Master and Apprentice and everything else. He's very strict on not straying from his path. And he might even like an idea of something, but it's not within the rules.
right,
He'll go with it if you can get talked into, like Anakin right here, where I think that's about where we're at right now, right?
yeah,
About going to Mandalore. And he's like, well, she can't lead it. She's not part of the Republic.
right,
You know?
Right.
He's like, well, I'll promote Rex, which was awesome, by the way. He would just promote Rex and then send Ahsoka with him,
right.
you know, as an advisor.
Mhm.
And he's like, okay, that works. You know,
Yeah.
it's within the rules, and it gets us out of what we need to, you know.
It's bureaucratic stuff. Yeah,
But he is very bureaucratic, and that's the worst part of him she doesn't have.
Yep.
You know, and that's good stuff. But that scene right there, I mean that was neat.
Didn't what's her name? Was it Bo-Katan?
Yeah.
Didn't she throw it in Obi-Wan's face too about Satine?
Yeah.
Yes,
He
yes. You cared for her once upon a
That's
time
right.
too.
Right.
Yeah, he said
Ooh.
he said, wasn't she important to you? He said
Well,
she was and still is.
yeah,
It still
Yeah.
is. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say that. He said it still is.
Yeah. And you know, that was a
Anakin's
low blow,
look.
but even with that, right? Oh, Anakin's look. Yeah, you're right, Ernie.
Yes. Right.
Right.
That was
Dude,
that was
in
crazy.
animation, like I love that you said that because we're talking again, and Rich, if he's watching or listening or whatever the hell he's doing, that's the thing. You said that look. It's not an actor up there. These
Yeah.
are guys using their skills and voice actors putting their emotion into stuff that they
Yeah.
catch things like that. You know what I mean? This is like real stuff.
yes,
You know, Rich, you just don't get it.
and we pick
I've
up
been
on
his
that
case-
like big
I've been on
time.
his case all day today about other stuff.
Well, in the
No, no.
prior season.
Now,
in the
don't,
prior
now don't,
season- Go ahead, Ernie.
go ahead, Mike. No, go ahead, Mike.
Well, I was gonna say in the prior seasons, you didn't really capture that to what you're seeing now in this last season. You're like you guys were saying. So they're really going for the art, the facial expressions
The emotion.
and how,
Mhm.
how the emotions that they're capturing with these characters. I mean, it's like it's drawn me in so much where it's like I used to look at these things and I apologize, guys, but I used to look at
That's
them as
fine.
cartoons. I loved it, but I used to look at it like that. But watching this last one, and I'll be honest with you, I binged all of them today, and went back and watched the other ones. There's so much more detail that they've actually put in these that I appreciated,
Yes.
and that I'm loving with all the animation and the effects and the dynamic of this whole thing. I love it.
Well,
It's-
And the funny thing there again, you say the word effects. The whole damn thing's an effect, right? But they make you realize that, oh man, look at the special effects on that. Like when the
Yeah.
blades are
Right.
going. You know,
Right.
this is absolutely the
Yeah.
best.
They didn't
two
just
episodes.
they
for
didn't
lightsaber.
throw this together.
Period.
Like well, we were
No.
fearing the first 8 episodes. They were almost like, man, it's just like they just kind of threw this together and gave us a season. This is they took, I mean, every second and they made it count. Every second
Sure
counts.
did.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
Now at
I
this
mean,
point, sorry. So now we're bridging to episode 3 right here, right?
Yeah.
We're at the point now where the alarms go off, and I didn't think we were going to get it this fast.
Me
Right.
neither.
So when it did, you got this huge chill, and I'm getting it now.
Yeah, I
thinking
did too.
about it,
yeah.
right?
Right before that, I already had a chill when he did promote Rex. They're giving us so many little Easter eggs and nods because his answer was, as we see Anakin walking to the temple with the 501st, it's always been a debate online of where's all the rest of them.
Right.
Yeah.
There
Right.
was more 501st than that. Why does Rex say we didn't turn on our Jedi?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And one line. Well, then he
Yeah.
could be commander.
Right.
And it like
Yeah.
takes care of so much.
It
They
sure does.
explained why she was gone. They
Yeah.
explained why he wasn't
Yes.
there. They explained why they'll explain why they're still alive after this whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's fantastic. Oh, before we get to the alarms blaring and everything, sorry, I meant to say that about the clone loyalty and how that was a great setup,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
The walkthrough with her and how every clone was saluting and commander, and you know how she's all, they shouldn't call me commander anymore, not since I left.
Right.
You know, and he's just like, no, it's a show of respect.
Yeah. They're
The-
like, yeah, we know, but we're still gonna do it. Yeah.
It's respect, but they love Ahsoka.
Absolutely.
And look what we
Oh,
did.
yeah.
And look what we did to our helmets.
Oh
Yeah.
my
You know what
God!
I mean? It's-
Anybody else have big fat baby tears when she walked in and they had painted all the helmets to
Oh.
match her?
100%.
So great.
100%.
Yeah.
Even though we knew that was coming, right?
I'm gonna go one step above Kevin. I was baby tears and full snot bubbles. I don't even care. This was such an emotional episode.
Yeah.
And what Chris is about to get into,
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I got goosebumps when I heard the alarm.
Yeah.
That's like our alarm, right? Like
Yeah.
to hear
That
it in
alarm-
the episode that loud.
And you know you're on one of the ships that's going there. You know what's about to happen.
Yeah.
You know that we're about to get the best intro of all the movies.
I was laying there, and then you heard that the Separatists just launched an attack on Coruscant. I sat up on my couch to be like, pay attention to like every split second. I was like,
because we had all discussed that this was going to take place during episode 3 at all.
Uh-huh.
And within 10 minutes, we're in episode 3 and we're in 10 minutes into a 4.
and when they said the Emperor's with Shak Ti and it's just like, oh my God, here we go.
Yeah, and Master Windu can't contact her. They all know.
Yeah.
We all know what's going on. Right?
Oh my God, yes.
I was hoping for a little bit of because I'll tell you in a minute.
yeah, go ahead.
There's a long list, but yeah. So let's see.
You did write it all down.
I did, man. From the top of my head. I watched them in my head and wrote them.
That's awesome.
All right, so then I'm at after this, the alarms go off. We know what's going on. She's going to see Maul, right? And he gives her the blades. How awesome!
Oh God,
that
yes.
one.
Right. Yep.
All right, not the fact that he just gave her the blades, but he changed them.
And Scott Bravo throws in the comments saying
Call
that
Bravo, damn it.
I did say that. The Ahsoka book only has one issue that needed to be explained, and that was the blue sabers.
Yep.
Oh right.
There it was. The blue sabers explained and how, again, the detail they put into this stuff, and just to show that it was Anakin that did it.
Yeah.
That Anakin cared enough about her to keep him.
Yeah.
That Anakin cared enough around to keep messing with him to fix him and have him on the ready when she was there. Right?
That was right.
So he may have had Padme as his love, but Ahsoka's like his little sister.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's
Well put.
Didn't Ahsoka even say to didn't she refer to him as her brother
Yes.
in one of the past episodes? I
Yes,
thought
there
so,
was. Yes,
Yeah.
there was.
Yep. I think it was
literally.
I think it was the last crappy one.
Yeah, literally the line was my brother, and she was
Yes.
referencing when they talked. The Toretto sisters asked her question like, "Where'd you learn that?" And she said, "My brother taught me."
That's what it was. Yeah.
That was another snot bubble full on. That I was like, no, I can't tell Chris because he'll kick me out of the crew. And then, so go on.
All right, now this is okay. The next part is my favorite scene. I've seen this probably twice as many times as I've seen any of the episodes. The landing, the invasion coming into Mandalore,
Yeah.
the siege,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And when Rex says, "We didn't bring you a jetpack," and she says, "I didn't need one."
That's
And
right.
then it's on from there.
Yeah.
That was
music.
She got that
music.
directly from Anakin.
Yeah.
The music. Oh my
Every
God.
bit of jump, every bit of art in it, the movement, her saving the pilot and him saying, "Just thanks, Captain,"
Right.
or thanks, Commander, and
Yep.
jumps on out. And then she rides that thing in, knowing what's going to go on. Mind you, right after she had this big old Toretto sister talk about a Jedi ship crashing into a building and killing her family. She crashed another Jedi ship into the bottom of it.
That's right.
Right. But forget that part. When she jumps off,
I didn't even think of it.
from the jump off the ship to the land to the slide to the brakes with the sabers and the pop up.
Awesome.
And then igniting, and the way she blocked every single thing with the music elevating. That is my favorite scene.
Yes.
Joey, get on that toy
Almost an
photography.
all-star.
Get on that.
Almost an all Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's like the best scene.
Yeah.
Action sequence.
Ahsoka bracing herself with sabers. I need that as a toy photography shot.
Yeah. I'm so mad that the celebration poster is the explosion after and not the brakes.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And then just that she's sitting there blocking like 100 bolts at once, and here come the Mandalorians up, and here come the clones, and there was that little bit of comedy with her that they brought back, to bring her the youth back.
Right.
Is when she's still playing with Rex. Like, oh, you beat me.
Yep.
Or I beat you.
Yeah.
She's still talking trash.
Yeah.
So
It was beautiful, and I'm still full on crying at this point as well.
yeah, that's
Dude, you're right. This wasn't as much as we talk about Rich and saying that in any of these episodes. I did not see this as animation. This was cinematography at its
Yes.
yeah.
best.
Yeah.
To us with the colors and everything you just was great, Chris, because I can see it in my head. The sabers going through, and then I couldn't even breathe. I gave a gasp when all the Mandos came up, like for reals. I mean, like Kevin said, the whole crying and everything. I'll fully admit I was all the way through. This was just so very well done.
It is very well
Yeah,
done.
I've yet to not get chills from watching that scene.
Yes.
It's been a lot of times I've watched that scene. Let's see. Oh, we don't get a lot of talk about. We see Sabine's mom in here a lot.
Yeah.
Right? Like she is the second in command behind Bo-Katan.
Yeah.
And all over the place. So that's neat to see that. Now we talked a little bit in our chat. People in our chat here, what do you guys think about? And we'll talk about it too. About seeing Sabine. Should we be seeing Sabine at some point? I would guess she'd be probably maybe like 5 or 6.
It should be too young.
A real young one, yeah.
Yeah, not fighting, like running off with Ursa.
like escaping or something.
You know,
Yeah.
If they
I-
don't,
Mando out, you know.
I have a feeling we're not going to see any more Mandalore. I mean, they're going to be leaving, and I don't think we're going to see Sabine. I don't think we're going to see any more Mandalore.
I don't think we're done with Mandalore because here's I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. Okay, here's why. Remember the bridge scene when the clones were taking the civilians, right?
yeah,
They're saying we're not taking orders from clones. You can hear it in the background. You can see it when it goes across. I think you see it on. They're already setting us up. They're foreshadowing, and Bo-Katan said, "My people won't stand for it. I won't stand for it."
For an occupation?
There's going to be an issue. We're not done with Siege of Mandalore yet. That wasn't it.
Mm.
So
Okay.
yeah. There's a chance we'll see baby Sabine or
yeah,
Child.
I don't think we won't see Din, right? Like that. We kind of thought that might be a possibility. This isn't the right time. It's not the same place.
Right.
So he's not going to be there. There's no droids here.
With just that comment and them going into that, and then we know Order 66 is about to happen. This is them taking over Mandalore, the Empire, of what the Mandalorian show is talking about. So I think it does roll into. So I think we're gonna see a lot more.
we're gonna see the rescue of the Mandalorian.
I have been trying to figure out the difference between the Siege of Mandalore and the Great Purge, and you just nailed it. That was what it was.
Right.
The Siege is when they're Republic. The Purge is when they turn to the Empire and just kill everybody because they already have them locked up. I bet that's it.
If they stay on the Siege of Mandalore much longer in Clone Wars, do you think they'll introduce Gus Fring from The Mandalorian just to like, ooh, look, he's in the animated
That
universe
would be
also?
rad. That would be rad.
I would hope that they introduce somebody. I have a feeling we're going to find out that we're seeing somebody from the Mandalore now, but we just don't know it yet. I think the Armorer is one of them.
Oh,
I think the Armorer is Bo-Katan or Ursa.
maybe Sabine's mom.
Or, yeah, that's it. Well, Ursa.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Keep up.
I wrote it down.
Did you even Star Wars, bro?
I'm done.
That name escapes me.
Now let's get back to this first
Or
discussion.
Bo-Katan.
Now we're rolling right into it. Now here's what I like: the way they end episode 1 and they jump into episode 2 is like scene for scene.
Yep.
And second for second. They never do that in Clone Wars. You
Right.
usually stop at a scene, you go to the next scene. This was Ahsoka barreled up, and then the same exact place when it came into the next one. They never do that.
It was a
They're going to
continuation.
release this as a one continuous show.
Absolutely. Yeah.
They're going to do it without any gaps, and it's just.
And I'm cool with that.
Like,
Yep.
Me too. I can't wait. Hey, did you know, by the way, that Dark Disciple was an 8-episode arc?
Which
I
one?
would Dark Disciple.
Ah.
Had they done that arc on this one, we would have had a 20-episode season and 8-episode about Ventress, and that would have been awesome. I didn't know they had art for it. I saw the art on it. Anyway, I digress. So at this point, she's in there talking to Maul. Maul spills the beans again, right?
He does.
Maul has no problem talking about Darth Sidious. He can't even get the name out straight.
Yeah.
he
Right,
has a
he's
different
still scared
plan.
of
Yeah. Yeah.
He's still
he is.
scared, but he starts spilling the beans on Sidious running the galaxy and being in charge since the beginning and all this stuff. You're like, man, he really just wants to tear up Palpatine.
Yeah.
I love
Okay,
that.
here's my thing with Maul, and aside from Ahsoka being my favorite thing about this whole story, he's the really close second part of my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Is you don't know what he's trying to accomplish telling her this. It's like, are you trying to accomplish, like, are you warning her, or are you telling her, like, this is what's going to happen and there's absolutely nothing you can do to stop it?
Yeah. Are you screwing with her? Do you want to go stop it? You want to tell your friends what's going to happen here? Just is he messing with him, her, or everybody?
Right.
And we figure it's everybody.
I think the answer is always yes. Yes.
Yes.
Whatever you think, it's yes.
Yeah. No, Maul's and I think the way Whitwer plays him, right? It's the way his voice and the inflection.
Yes.
It's great.
Yeah.
Whitwer is and did call himself the Maul expert the other day, which is fair. He was Maul longer than anybody else as far as doing the character, right?
Ray Park is going to fight him in the
Even
parking
Ray
lot.
Park.
He can fight him, but Whitwer will be right still.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Is what it is.
Won't take it away.
Mark Hamill was Joker. Nobody argues that. He was Joker longer than anybody else.
Right.
So, same difference. But where was I now? I lost it. Damn it.
Well, they Ahsoka and Maul
Maul
meet.
and spill the beans. Yeah. So here we go. So that's again, fantastic acting. Again, voice acting, whatever you call it, in the art in this episode just comes real through. And you know what? The lighting is really sharp in all these. The shadows, the blades, everything that comes out is really well reflected. Everything is just so well done in this. I can't imagine how much extra budget this episode took than other ones.
And that brings me to one of my favorite points, and that is the curves of the lightsabers as they're being swung around.
Yeah,
Something we've never really seen before.
Yeah,
a lot different.
And I was talking to Kevin about it off air here, and he was like, "Well, it's light. It should bend." And I'm like, "I never, thought about it like that before, but that makes sense."
Well, it's like the
way
Black
they-
Series figure.
We're all
It comes
gonna
with-
we're all gonna
right?
practice that tonight, right?
comes-
Lightsabers.
Well, the Dooku figure comes with the
blurred light.
the same effect, and it's so neat that it's shown that way in here. That's an effect we're talking about. You talk about special effects. Is a special effect within a cartoon.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You see it. Okay, so Maul obviously has a different lightsaber again, or half a different lightsaber.
Right.
Okay. Do you know what the other half was?
I honestly didn't pay attention.
Yeah, I
Okay.
didn't notice.
Oh no, it had to be from it was from an art book in about, hold on, was it the Art of Clone Wars? It was a Dark Disciple. It was Asajj Ventress's new lightsaber. Is what I'm trying to say. She lost her two in the season 5 finale, right? When Barriss took him, and then Barriss fought Anakin with him.
Oh, wow.
This is her redemption lightsaber that she lost when she died on Dathomir.
Really?
That's what saber that is, and you can see it in the art book. How it has if you look at the other half of his girl, half is his, the other half has like holes in it, a whole bunch of vents.
Right.
And when you see it, it's right there. And I don't know how I missed this, Scott, in Dark Disciple, and I've gone through it 5 times. I didn't realize she had a yellow blade.
I didn't notice that either.
Yeah, I ever noticed it.
Huh.
Never caught it in the reading, never anything. And I think it's on the cover of the book. I meant to look before, and I didn't. But that was a yellow blade that he bled. Is what went on. But anyway, just wanted to give you that background on her. It's his new saber. Because eventually he's going to lose that one too. He loses that one in this one.
Yes,
He
he does.
loses that half, and then he takes an Inquisitors, I believe it comes out to be, or something like that for
Something, yeah.
for the Rebels. All right, let's see. Maul spills the beans, or Saram. Got it. Oh, how about Ben or Obi-Wan communicating with Ahsoka during episode? Take it. Let's go. Run with it.
Yeah.
Right then, for a fact that at that very moment in time, Yoda is on Kashyyyk, Ki-Adi-Mundi is on Megiddo or whatever planet he's
All
on.
the Jedis are where they're supposed to be at this point.
Exactly. All the chess pieces are in place for Order 66.
And it's just, I'm telling you, dude, when that was happening, and you start positioning in your head where the time frame is and where everything is at, and that's when Obi-Wan starts explaining to Ahsoka what Anakin is doing, right? His mission, because she asks, "What about Anakin?" And he goes to explain to her what he's doing, and they have their dialogue, and you play that in your head, and now you're like, okay, like Scott said, all the chess pieces are in motion, and you're waiting for that signal, and you're waiting for it, and it's that I've got butterflies in my stomach waiting for it. You know what I mean?
How crazy is it? Now, we should have known this because of what happened in episode 2 and Dooku telling Obi-Wan that they had all figured this out, right?
Right.
But this is the most they've talked about it. Between the last conversation they had with Bo-Katan and Ahsoka to now, they keep mentioning Sidious. And now Obi-Wan's saying this is what the Jedi believe that Sidious has been in control of this the whole time. They just don't know who he is.
Right.
You know, here they are talking about him again during Episode 3. You know what's going on, that they're also looking for Darth Sidious. They just never say his name. The only person that says his name was, what, Yoda by the end?
Yeah.
Right when he walks in, he says, Darth Sidious.
That's
or,
right.
And
you know, or he says, no, he says it in the temple. No, I mean the Jedi.
oh,
Right? Being that that calls him out and says that he's Darth Sidious. That's his
yeah.
name. Because nobody ever says, like, he doesn't come out and say, my name is Darth Sidious. The Sith-
No, he doesn't.
So-
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So they figure it out. I lost my train again. See, I get going.
Hey, real
The only one that said it was Yoda. It was Yoda. God damn it. Let it go. Go ahead.
I want to go back just a little bit to where Maul and Ahsoka met for the first time.
Yeah.
Rewatching that and how good writing of a story this was, I took that scene to mean so much more. When he came out of the shadows and he said, I'm not too familiar with that name, like that had so much justification of why, like a lot of people say, why isn't Ahsoka in the movies? Why isn't this or that? Like for Maul just to say those words out loud, as far as I don't know who you are.
Yeah, I was expecting
had to
Kenobi.
introduce.
Who are you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right,
And-
exactly.
Yeah.
That
he didn't
started.
even really know who Skywalker was. He,
Yeah,
he
that-
just
Just
found
heard
that
the
out.
name.
There's-
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I was thinking too. I mean, I'm like, and then it made me think, and I asked you guys about it too in the chat. Was there any opportunity for Anakin and Maul to meet, or Ahsoka and Maul to meet? Because I mean, Maul featured heavily in a couple of seasons of the show.
Well, Darth Maul almost ran him over with a speeder in Episode 1. So that's the only time they ever became. That's the only time they ever had shared a screen.
I think. Well, who?
Darth Maul and Anakin.
in episode
they
1.
No, they hadn't met at all. Matter of fact, even by the time he didn't get to Vader either, he never gets to Anakin.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They've never shared a scene, and
That's all
Maul
we've
only
ever-
knows the name, and he only knows the name because he's jealous of that is his former master's new pet, kind of deal, like his protege. You know.
Yeah.
Now,
Right, when he explains everything, he tells the truth. So uttering those words was great, as far as to tell other people who ask questions in the fandom, you know, or to people who try to make points. Well, why do you like it so much if it was a new character and blah blah blah? This explains it right there. Who are you? You know what I mean? It brings everything
Who
together
are you?
and
Love
means
it.
so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's ready to kick his ass right there.
Yeah.
No questions.
check out this conversation right here. I'm going to jump back because we're almost done with this and we're just going to free flow, right?
Okay.
So this conversation with Obi-Wan and Ahsoka, I love that he tells her the council isn't always right, and he has so much guilt
Yes.
right there when he says it.
yeah.
But
Yes.
he still follows the council no matter what. That's the one flaw in Obi-Wan. Like I said, he's too rigid. But he
Right.
says the council's not always right. Knowing that they were wrong about her, knowing that they were wrong about this,
Yep.
you know, they were wrong about so many things. He knows that they're flawed. He knows it through and through. You know, and it also, this whole thing with him, it also shows why he would be the hermit and stay away and just watch after Luke later on. It just, you get a lot of Obi-Wan right here. Just, you know he's going to get tore through in the last couple.
He's
next
also loyal to the fault too, because even his exile is Yoda's last kind of like, you go here and look after the boy and stay on that planet and do nothing, and he does it. You know, no hesitation, and like Obi-Wan's a loyalist. Like he will like you said, he might question and he might skirt the rules a little bit to get it legal. You know, like he did with Rex, but the guy is going to follow orders to the T.
And remember, that's why he was with Qui-Gon. That's why they put him with him.
Yeah.
The
To
opposites.
teach Qui-Gon, to keep him in line. Yeah.
Teach each other.
Yeah.
Now, at the end of this, she says, Obi-Wan, tell Anakin, and he stops her and says, I will.
Oh man.
What a mess, right?
Yeah. Oh jeez.
What do you think she wanted him to tell him?
I think exactly what, I think that was going to be, I love you.
Yeah, like
No, tell him I love him. Because it wasn't may the force be with you. She wouldn't do that anymore. She never says that.
right.
Like, ever. I don't even know if she's ever said that.
She
She wanted
wanted
to ask if,
him to
like-
say, "Hey, great job, Sky Guy."
Ah, dude.
Uh,
Oh, I thought she was going to ask for her Arcade Fire CD back or something. Tell Anakin he owes me
I'll tell
$20.
him again. I'll tell him again, yes. He'll get it to you. But yeah, that was a pretty emotional piece too, which was
Because knowing that he'll never get to tell him, I don't know. It just, wow.
Yeah.
all right. Now we're about the point where they're chasing after. Oh, he took Jesse, right?
Yeah.
Where he was tearing off. It was a trap for her, and but he had taken Jesse. Remember what I loved about this is that Maul is the only other person besides Kylo Ren now we've seen take something out of somebody's mind.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
The exact same way too. Like it was perfect.
Yep.
So I love that. I just wanted to bring that in there and how he got all the information.
It's
Jesse,
the
but let him
first
live.
thing in my head when he was doing that. I'm like, there it is. There's the power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then he let him live, trying to get Ahsoka on his side now again, right? Trying to get her
It was great.
to turn this time. All awesome. He's been in that pose a couple times. That's right when he killed Satine. He was in that throne with her right in that spot
Oh.
where Jesse was.
Oh, that's right.
When he killed Satine.
Did
So
you?
you didn't know what was going to happen.
When
Talk about arrogance.
yeah, when Maul was telling us talking to Ahsoka about what's going on, do you think he was kind of like discovering it for himself and talking out loud in that aspect, or do you think he knew all
Yeah.
along? Yeah, because I got
No,
the
no.
sense of
He
Darth
said-
Maul was putting it together as he was
said
talking.
he didn't know. He said he didn't know. He said, I didn't know of this grand design.
Yeah, so
You
as he
know,
was
he's
talking to her, he's like,
He said he was cut off. He said he was cut off of the grand design.
I just
Yeah.
got that, and I thought that was awesome. Like when Maul is talking, it's like he's discovering the truth as he's talking to Ahsoka, and then he's like, "Now you should join me," and like, yeah,
Well, I think he had it figured out before he talked to her, but it's all been
maybe
recent.
details.
That he's
yeah.
figured out. He's
Gotcha.
been piecing it together through his channels, right? Which we saw his channels too when he told him to scatter.
Yeah. Oh,
Right?
yeah.
He told Dryden Voss.
Oh,
Was it Lone Pock? Was it? I had the name down. What was it? Lone Pike. I mean,
yes.
yes,
Yeah.
the other one I needed was the oh my God, how did I lose the name? The Phalian. And that was Zerton Maj, right? Because it was thought that it could possibly be Shizor, but
Right.
Maj took over like in season 3.
Well, they had an opportunity to put Shizor in there, back in season 3 when they introduced
Still
Black
don't-
Sun. So I don't
Well,
Why
think
they never took
Shizor's-
that opportunity blows me away.
I know. So as we stand, Shizor is still not canon, but the race is, and Black Sun is.
Yeah, drives me crazy.
Yeah.
But telling his syndicate leaders to go run and hide
Love it.
so he gets there, fantastic, and sets up Solo. Again, this whole arc is a bunch of nods. Oh, I didn't even mention the nod. This is one of those things that was real subtle, was when Anakin said, good luck. And she's like, well, Master Obi-Wan says there's no such thing as luck.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my God. She rang. He must have been saying that for 27 years.
That's funny.
Because he said it to Han. So I
Yeah,
think that was pretty awesome.
I love
But
it.
in here, okay, Joe, you had mentioned the dialogue in this whole thing, right? I love one of my favorite lines in there was she says something about getting justice, right?
Yeah.
And the response was justice is justice comes by the hand of the ruling party,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
And it was like, oh man, who are you messing with, right?
Yeah.
Like, the Empire would be just. There was such good dialogue in there, and the way you kind of you think you're right, you think all this is good.
Right.
That's because they're in charge. That's why you think that. It was just such a good. For Maul's character, you think he's just a brute in Episode 1, right?
Right.
What Clone Wars did and what Rebels did was show that he had a mind of a Sith.
Yeah.
He was there. He had that thinking. He was sly. He could wait the long game. He could be seductive. He could be ruthless. All these things.
Yeah.
He wasn't just the assassin, the hammer, like Asajj.
Well, yeah,
Well,
that's exactly, because he was betrayed because he was used as that tool, and he was smart enough to figure it out later. Like he's so much more than just, a dog for Palpatine at the time.
Right.
Let's go through this whole scene here now with them, the conversation of Maul and Ahsoka before the duel, right? About him telling her
The plan.
about why Skywalker is important.
Right.
Like he's important to everything. And she says why? Because he's going to bring balance, and he says no to destroy.
Right.
And it's like, whoa, that I was a pawn for Sidious, that Dooku was a pawn for Sidious, and it was all to groom Skywalker.
Right.
The Skywalker's been being groomed for years
Wow.
to take over. And for her to hear that from Maul, and for that to make, because she was about to help him, it seemed like.
Yeah.
Right?
She said she would.
She said she was going
she
to.
would.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She said,
yeah.
why do you want Skywalker?
But to answer this one question, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were asking me a question.
No, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. Ahsoka
I got you.
said
She
said
did.
would.
You know what
She
it
did,
makes?
exactly.
It makes the
And
scene
then-
in
and that-
Rebels. It makes the discovery scene of the apprentice lives. That whole revelation with Ahsoka fainting because he's finding out that Darth Vader is Anakin in
Yeah.
Rebels, and makes that when she asks why because he's being groomed. You know, it makes it
You
so
just-
much more important.
You just gave me chills right there because then, yeah, that's right. That's the first time she probably realized it.
Yeah, like
oh, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
think
saw it
about
on
it.
her
Like
face.
she's when Darth Maul has told her it's all because Skywalker is being groomed, and she asks why, and then when she finds out that the guy in black is Anakin the whole time, and she faints finding it out, and it's like,
Well, she did. She suspected, but didn't know it for sure until she confronted
What?
him on Malachor
right,
and
Now,
saw his
and-
eyes.
And here's
Now,
the
behind-
answer again. Why she suspected it is now it's like answered is Maul's telling her the truth the whole
it's
time.
in the back
It's
of her
crazy.
head now. Yep.
Right.
And that's why she's just not ready just to kill Maul immediately, too. She'll fight him in Rebels, but she's not like just going to kill him.
Right.
There's something with Maul that he's able to kind of figure them.
Yeah.
Kind of play them pretty well.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
plays the Jedi better than any of them do face to face.
Yep.
Everybody else does it behind their back.
That's true.
Mm.
Let's see. We are okay. So this whole time the occupation is taking place outside. What just happened a minute ago? We were talking. For some reason, I've been trying to figure out. Also, we said about the purge and everything else. The Night of 1,000 Tears was in Mandalorian, right?
Right.
I'm almost wondering if that's the Mandalorian version of Order 66, and that's what they call it.
That'd be
Because
awesome.
the clones are all there.
Yes, they
So
are.
something is going to change. So, I don't know
So
if
is
that's
that
the
going to
purge.
take place?
We don't. What is?
Well,
That
Six?
no, not 66. The Mandalore,
The purge or
night
the
of
Night of
no, the
1,000
night of the thousand. Yeah.
well, that's what he was saying. That Mandalorians called it the Night of 1,000 Tears, but overall, that is Order 66. Like,
that night it happened. I'm wondering if that's
Could
what's
be.
going to happen. That was theory crafting for next week's show. But I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out because they say those things in the Mandalorian, right? The Purge and the Night of 1,000 Tears.
Right.
You don't say. Well, they did say Siege of Mandalore too, didn't they?
yeah.
But I don't know if they're all combined or anything. We don't know yet. This is the only thing we know so
Right,
far.
right.
So I'm wondering if it's all going to be kind of combined, and it has to be.
Mm.
yeah,
At
yeah,
least pretty close. Let's see. Now we're at the duel, right? I mean,
wow.
No
Wow.
complaints.
What can you say?
The very first thing when they ignited the sabers and Maul ran up to Ahsoka and did that knee kick kind of swirl.
Yes, the
I was,
Darth kick.
and I was
Yeah.
like, "Holy shit! What am I
And
doing?"
the double Superman punches.
Yeah,
I'm
And
like, oh.
even Ahsoka was just like, I mean, okay,
Those are moves you've never. I hadn't seen that obviously,
since episode
you guys
one.
hadn't
I
seen
mean,
it either.
you know, and
well,
like,
the only time we see this on Instagram when he's in his backyard.
yeah. And that's exactly what. And well, Scott brought it up
In a
in our
flannel.
chat. You know, with how fluid this fight was different when I first saw it before. I mean, yeah, I think there was mentioned this was all motion capture and all that stuff.
So
But
okay.
Yeah, and they brought in Ray Park to do Darth Maul's parts, and of course, nobody could have done it without his touches because all those twirls and everything were his signature. And
Yeah.
Tomorrow I will post the behind the scenes video on our page.
yeah, it's awesome. It's like 3 minutes long or something. And it's amazing. And that was the first thing I noticed was like, oh my God, like Maul's back. You know what I mean? Like this is in the fluid of the fight. I agree with Filoni. I agree with people saying that this is probably the best Star Wars fight in Star Wars thus far.
Yeah.
It takes the cake.
Yeah.
Anakin Obi-Wan was epic, but damn it, man, this one was right up there.
Yep.
Stop it, Mike.
And they were all
Well,
pretty proud of it too.
I just say that because I didn't feel like it was that believable. I felt like Ahsoka and Maul was more believable because of the stop motion than it was more than Obi and Anakin. Sorry.
I will say I will side with Mike in that I feel that this duel was better than the Anakin versus Obi-Wan.
No, I'll say
Oh.
that.
Okay.
Oh, well, I'll say that.
Oh, I
yeah.
thought he was saying opposite.
By far.
okay.
I thought you
Oh.
were saying this one wasn't believable.
No, no.
Oh, gotcha. Because this one I thought was fantastic. It
Yeah,
was
it
just
was
believable.
100.
See,
Yes.
they had Ray Park doing it, and the armorer, the actress that plays the armorer that fought in Mandalorian, that was her
Oh, man.
mocapping.
Was it really?
Yeah, was it
That's
Lauren Mary Kim's her name?
Did an
But that's,
amazing.
That's bad.
Yep.
Dang.
So
Yeah, that's
now.
jeez.
What I dig is he's about to die, right? Like she gets him. Oh no,
Yeah.
wait. while she's fighting him, I love the fact that she threw Anakin into space.
Yes,
Right, so you're lucky Anakin didn't show up.
that's right.
It's like
Yeah.
she's all because I'm not as good as Anakin, and I'm holding my own.
Yeah,
It's like, wow, you just called out Darth Maul. I mean, he says arrogant as Kenobi.
yes,
Yeah.
Loved it.
yes.
Loved it.
So
You know, what a cool connection and triangle or square of characters.
Yeah,
I guess.
and
All
I-
kinds of connection.
you know what? She did beat him. You know, yes,
Yeah.
she was captured or she lost
Oh,
her
yeah.
sabers and she was stuck. But you know what? Ahsoka beat him, and
Yeah.
not
He beat him
duel
and
to the
held him
death.
and saved him.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. And
Now-
I gotta sit there and go, wow, Ahsoka really grew on me that moment when knowing that, like I said, you know, her whole journey is you know, pretty much halfway done at this point, you know, moving on. But like, it just made me appreciate her as a Jedi, as a warrior, so much more that they
Yeah.
actually made her beat Darth Maul.
That put her to a level. This so far only 2 episodes in,
Yeah,
right? She's always been like top half.
yeah.
She's in the top 3 or 4 right now.
Yeah.
Of Jedi that I've seen.
And I think
Between-
it's because
they've
the
done what they can do
Jedi
and they-
leash is disconnected. I think that's why she's kind of like letting go and using rage in her fights now. And so I think that's. I mean, I'm like I said, theory craft and line talk in that why she's good enough to beat Maul the way she did, and again beat him to capture him too, not just to kill him. But it was I think it was the strings are attached. She's free to pretty much be a warrior. You know.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, chiming in from the chat, whenever we're done talking about this episode, Rich wants to know what our favorite lightsaber battles are once we're done with this
All right.
particular conversation. And then Josh wants to say, did you catch that move he did on her that he did to Qui-Gon and beat him?
Oh, did he try to go backwards on him or punch? Oh, yeah, he did. That's right.
Yeah.
He did. She
Yeah.
blocked him. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yep.
Yes, that whole
now-
hit in the face. Yeah, exactly.
Now check this out. She captured him, right? She didn't let him die.
Right.
Mm.
I waited to mention this because the first episode of this arc,
No. I know where you're
Everybody.
going.
Bo-Katan says, "Okay, we have a chance to capture." Oh no, Ahsoka starts with, "We have a chance to capture Darth Maul."
Right.
Bo-Katan says, "We're going to capture Darth Maul." Anakin tells Obi-Wan, "We have a chance to capture Darth Maul." Not one person in this entire episode ever says the word "kill" in
Right.
the entire arc so far. Yet, besides, Obi-Wan at this point says when he leaves,
Yeah.
"You know, I've killed him before.
Yeah,
Best to
exactly.
try-
Killed him before.
Best to try to capture him."
He's
It's like, you
a
idiot.
tough.
Not one person has said they're going to kill him. They all said they're going to come bring him information, but Obi-Wan's
Right.
like, "Oh, stupid now. Make sure to capture him."
I know, right?
Chucklehead. I think that was that. And then, yeah, man, I mean, this is, do we think, I will mention this real fast, off topic. I want to say it on air, that the Void arc was George Lucas's favorite arc stuff.
Yeah.
Just want you-
I saw that post. You know, the one that with
Yeah.
the droids and Gregor, right?
Yep.
Oh my
Yep,
God!
yep, yep, yep.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's George Lucas's favorite.
Makes so
I
much
really
sense,
don't
Scott.
know that.
If you really think
Yeah.
about it, it makes so much sense.
I just can't even. I just can't even with that guy anymore.
George Lucas gave us a name, and we're the ones who created the world. You know what I mean? Like, it makes so much sense.
I hate
Yeah.
those episodes so much.
Now, I know. Now, I'm going to say this about these episodes and Clone Wars in general. Okay, are these episodes for sure? How about
Hey,
this?
Chris,
Yeah.
let me say one more thing before we move on with the episode. The part where I know I mentioned it to you guys in the chat. The part when they catch Maul and she's hovering him right there and they start wrapping him up
Mhm.
and he just starts going berserk and starts
So cool.
screaming. It's not like he's like screaming at him. He's like going insane. Like, you guys have no idea
Yeah.
what you guys are doing. That scene right there, for some reason, shook my heart.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa.
You know why,
Because
Joey?
it's like,
Yeah, because here's my thing. Because what Chris said, when these episodes go right minute to minute, back to back, right? I'm thinking this Friday it's going to open up with their transporting Maul. Order 66 hits. They don't go and turn him in, but they don't release him either. But they give him they make it vulnerable for him to escape.
yeah.
He's got it.
And he's
right.
witnessing Order as the clones are fighting the Jedi. I'm sure that Maul's captured, and they're not turning him in. They have their strict orders to kill the Jedi, and Maul's going to find a way to escape. I think that's how he's going to escape.
Watch Maul and Ahsoka work together to escape.
I was just going to say that. Now,
God.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, okay, now Rex won't give the order. Rex won't do this.
Right.
No.
Did Order 66 only go to the commanders?
It seemed like it because when Cody got it, he said just shoot him down, and they just no, because they all had to
Oh,
obey.
I think it went to everybody.
Yeah, it had to go
It
to
went to everybody. Yoda killed everybody
you're
in that
right.
circle.
That's
You're
right.
right. There were two
And-
guys they nodded. You're
And
right.
then all of Cody's guys started shooting
That's right.
too.
And then they all
But there's
stopped and
always-
see,
but
they all
there's
stopped
always
with
one.
Johnny Mooney.
But there's always one that has the Emperor showing, right? And it's usually
Yes.
it was Kree that had it, who's a commander, right?
Yep.
And it
Agree.
was
Cody.
Cody Wolf. No, Wolf wasn't. showing.
Whichever was in the starship after Plo Koon and
Yeah, man.
I forgot
It's
the
hard.
name. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I would like that. I had that idea in my head just right before you said it but I had to stop myself. I'm not sure if it could happen, but I think that'd be great, Scott. I think that'd be awesome if they have to work together, and that's why
I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Ahsoka's going to be leading them away, and they're going to turn on her. And it's I said it's a minute by minute beat. We're not going to have a time jump. I think Friday we're going to get right into they're carrying Maul away. Order 66 is right there. I mean,
Yeah.
and to just disrupt everything into chaos.
Exactly. Now, this is what I was going to say a minute ago, because I give this, in general lately,
If they're to,
in Star Wars, a lot of shit for the whiteboard we talked about, right? The
Oh, right.
overly diverse, or at least give me a cookie because I'm being diverse. That's what I'm trying to. That's what bugs me, I think, the most, right?
Uh-huh.
Don't say it because I don't need to give you credit for it. Just do it. That's what this is. It's diversity. Does anybody care that Bo-Katan and Ursa and Ahsoka leading this thing?
No.
Not a thing. I love it. I love all of them.
Yeah.
Right? The Toretto sisters I hated because they were worthless. Because
Right.
they didn't help the plot. They were just a device.
I still
Right?
think that Ahsoka is going to find refuge with them. I think that there's some way they're going to bring them back into it. It's just
Okay.
a thought I had.
They
That's
even
good.
know,
Yeah.
Scott, even Filoni knows that arc was bullshit. Because the line in here, specifically in the first 10 minutes, what were you doing on Obadiah?
Yeah,
oh, it's
yeah.
a long story and really not relevant right now. No kidding. We all know. Right? They
So
said
you
it
said it.
themselves. They set it up. That whole arc, garbage. Did you not know who Ahsoka was going to be without that arc?
Well, I like I said, either like Scott said, it's gonna come full swing, but then you talked me right out of it. But then I also just figured that first 4-part arc was just something that Ahsoka needed for a moral compass. You know what I mean? Like the way the Jedi, like reassuring her thoughts that moving away from the Jedi Order was the right move for her. And
yeah,
I think that
in
sisters
15
were.
minutes that could have been done.
Yeah, well, I agree with that. One episode, actually,
Unless,
They-
unless
fleeting
shoving it
mention.
down my, unless shoving it down my throat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's it. Like I said, the character changed for a reason.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Don't do that and don't make a deal of it. And then this episode, which was perfect, has strong characters, very strong characters. And at this point, Ahsoka, like I said, is in the top 3 of my Jedi all time. And I have a list going here, and I'm having trouble with it because I'm having trouble not saying she's the best of all of them.
It's it's a living, breathing document, and it can change
Right.
tomorrow. That's it.
Because actually, I'm gonna do that real fast, right? This is my list of people that I think are absolutely fantastic. Obi-Wan, but he's flawed in the way that he's too rigid,
Yeah.
right? Kanan, I
Yeah.
think has become my top tier Jedi, and it's the only thing he had going wrong for him was the fact that he didn't want to be a Jedi again.
He was in
held back
he was
too
in
long.
a Padawan. Yeah.
But actually, they all do that, and he had to make himself a knight and master and
Well, that's
everything
what-
else. So
yeah,
I think he gets extra points.
Like Luke.
Right, Yoda is automatically in the conversation, but he screwed up and made a lot of bad decisions in the last couple of years too.
Yoda's like,
Yeah.
hey, if shit happens, it happens. He's like, who cares? That's the way the Force works, you know.
Now he's probably, but the thing is, he's probably so powerful in the light and
Yeah.
the way Sidious and Darkseid.
Yoda
affects-
understands
like,
the sacrifice.
He was hurt more than everybody else, probably with that whole blinding Darkseid.
Yeah.
And then I have Ahsoka. I can't think of a flaw. What's her flaw?
She don't have one.
Yeah, she's maybe at this point 18 years old.
No. Yeah. Exactly. You say that flaw. I think sometimes people will say her flaws are her strengths. You know, the ability to walk away from the order that she grew up in, and even walk
Yeah.
away from her brother Skywalker. You know what I mean, and go against the great, like I said, it's in that dialogue how powerful it was to tell Obi-Wan to pretty much shove it, the bureaucracy to shove it, and the Jedi Order can shove it. I was rooting for Ahsoka. That's my turning. I did a 180 on Ahsoka that day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I took all the Fly Guy stuff, all the youngling stuff, and I threw it out the window. And I went, you know what? She's awesome.
Yeah, it goes to being one of. It takes her to, again. She was top tier anyway.
Yeah.
But now it's the point where she's like one of my favorite characters. Like Kanan did. That last season, Kanan became one of my favorite characters.
Absolutely.
That's what's happening with Ahsoka. She's taken over for established live action characters as favorite character.
I think that's the best way to tell a character too. Is like at one point you got to go, okay, yeah. I don't like you. I'm like, what the hell? You turned this whole thing around.
Sure.
I think that's the best way to love a character. You know?
She's probably to that point. She's probably. We always say Kylo is very well developed, right?
Yeah.
Luke had development. Nobody's had development like Ahsoka.
Right.
We've seen it. Not even Anakin. Right. I think Ahsoka we watched really grow and change.
Yes.
Whereas Anakin, we were just waiting for something to come out.
Yeah. Anakin was always pissed. He was always mad. He's like,
we watched her grow, learn, and do the right thing. Where Anakin, we watched grow, not learn, and go the wrong way.
Right.
And I think
we'll also see. Go ahead.
I was gonna say
That looked like you guys knew what was going on. You yelled, and you moved, and you were perfect. It was great.
I think the only real character development we got with Anakin was because of Ahsoka.
Yes.
I mean, his major growth was through being her master.
Right.
So my big point to Disney, Marvel, DC, whoever, I don't need to hear 100 times what it's about. When they do an Ahsoka movie or show, I don't need to hear who's driving it or leading it or doing anything as far as, it's a female-driven this and that.
Mm-hmm.
Put the character on.
Yep.
I'll love the character. Do it. That's how you do it right. That's how you do inclusion. Not
Exactly.
look at me, give me a cookie. It's just
It's
do
not a
it.
checklist. Right. Exactly.
It's like, okay, this is one of my peeves too. Don't go out giving money to people, like a homeless person, and post, I gave money to a homeless person, or take a video.
Just do it and walk away. Yeah.
Right. I know it's a kind of a way different sides of the spectrum on that, but don't look for the.
No, I hear you. You don't want to
like
get the props on it. Like, hey guys, I put in, look I put in 5 females and they're all diverse. And it's like, okay, well, if you have to force it, then you know what you're doing. You're actually gonna make the females mad.
You're
You know
right.
what I mean?
So
you're downgrading that.
Yeah. So here's my giving them props for doing it right, because this is absolutely female led,
Yeah.
and it's absolutely well done. And I only noticed it because other things going on. Otherwise, I would never even think it.
See, that's the thing, though. We didn't notice it because the story is so good.
Yeah.
I only noticed it because the other stuff they do and the whiteboard with it saying it twice.
The first
the only reason.
8 episodes, we were like, I'm like, oh my God, this is not going right. And then the last 2 episodes just changed our minds completely, and it was like, kind of reinvigorated the love
I
for.
disagree. I like the first 4. I like the whole story.
Well, the Bad Batch were
I did.
okay. They were good, but they just weren't.
It was a fun arc.
Yeah, this wasn't main story driven, and
Out of all the arcs besides the Ahsoka one, that was the one that I really fell in love with. Was Echo.
Yeah.
I like that whole arc. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get the Comic-Con 4-pack of Bad Batch action figures.
That would be
Oh,
rad.
it'd be so cool.
That would be rad.
on Hasbro
Yeah.
Pulse.
I'll take
Yeah.
a pop 4-pack.
Yeah, Chris is our pop guy.
Yeah,
No, I gotta go.
Well, it'd be
I
a
can't.
5-pack.
I don't hang with pops.
yeah. That would, unless the
I
Bad
can fit
Batch, maybe the Bad Batch comes in and rescues them with helps of Ahsoka, because maybe remember they're not. Well, we assume they're not chipped.
I
See,
wanted
here
to
we go.
actually,
We've
Chris,
got
going
the
back
bad,
a little bit.
That's
Go
how you
ahead.
bring it back. That's how you bring the Bad Batch back.
You've got the Bad Batch and the sisters all joining forces with Maul and Rex to save Ahsoka. That's
There
it.
you go.
And then the Enterprise flies in, and then Firefly flies in, and then Battlestar
Jesus.
Galactica flies in.
Dude, I'm trying not to cuss.
Stop.
Scott.
Chris.
They were all in the Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, that's right.
Real quick, both for Chris and Scott, when or anybody else who can answer, when they started back in Tross in the book, when they were saying that these were the teams that were involved, it was Order, not Order, but was 99 a part of that group? I know they shoved a lot of people down in there.
No, man, no.
Okay.
It was.
Okay.
No, I was
That's all.
just thinking about Scott's Scott's notion of Ahsoka trying to free Maul this coming Friday after Order, because it makes all sense when she sees everybody turn. Now she needs the answers that Maul was trying to give her. You know what I mean? Like, okay, What were you saying again before we went into battle mode? What you were saying about Sidious and Skywalker? Because these guys just trying to kill me. You know, it makes perfect sense to go that way.
What do you say if you're Ahsoka, man? I mean, she already got turned on by the Jedi Order. She comes back to help him, and then this happens.
And then the Galactic Empire is going to rise right seconds away from it. Seconds away from the Imperial March.
Oh, you know what else it gave a different
What if we see
is when Anakin's in the temple with Yoda and he needs to see the holo recordings.
Oh.
That's why he had that feeling, right? Because in episode 3, why would he want to see the holo recording and know something?
Right.
He didn't know Anakin. He didn't.
He had his suspicions. Definitely had suspicions. Absolutely.
About Anakin killing kids?
Yes.
You think Obi-Wan thought possibly?
Yes.
Before an hour before.
I think it was in the back of his mind. If anybody's going to help this plan, it's going to be Anakin. I think it was in the back of his mind.
Why wouldn't he just think that it was Sidious?
I don't know.
Or another presence.
I have to explore that some more. But I just have this feeling like Obi-Wan probably said that and insisted on looking at those tapes. Even Yoda.
Well, I'm letting you off the hook on this one.
He's always been looking at.
Yeah.
He's always been looking at Anakin. He's he knew about the love with Padme.
Mm-hmm,
You're not supposed to do that. He didn't choose Bo-Katan. He like we've always said, they're complete opposites. So I think it was always in the back of his mind knowing. You made a good point earlier about he had to be with Qui-Gon for that reason, and now he has Anakin by his side for the same reason. Yeah. I think that's where his feeling comes from of knowing that.
Yeah, I think it's just in case. He's going to rule it out.
I do think the Padme thing, sure, he would see that because Anakin's very open about that. Not open, but it's not like he can't hide it, right? And
he's reckless. He's reckless with it.
Yeah, even episode. Yeah, exactly.
Where Rex was hyped for him,
right?
But Chris, I mean, but Obi-Wan knew Anakin was with Palpatine, and everybody now knows that Palpatine just turned into the Emperor. So,
but here's what I'm saying: we don't have to guess. They literally just gave us the answer because she said Anakin's being groomed.
Yeah, but I mean? We're at this, but we're in this notion of only Ahsoka knows this now. She's not going to get a chance to tell Obi-Wan. You know what I mean? She's not going to get a chance to get that out. It's almost like in
I think
the Lost Files when the 66 chip was discovered, and it was stopped before it can get to the public, kind of deal, where she put 2 and 2 together, but she couldn't get it out and tell and warn anybody, and then it just happened. Like,
hey, do you think Ahsoka's going to be the one to remove Rex's chip? Like all of a sudden, so Joey brought up a great point.
Got to do it in just 15 seconds.
Darth Maul screaming and his emotion of being taken away.
Causes like
that he's going to wake up. Yell. Well, no, it's going to blurt everything out, and I think he may give the reason and see the other ones react before Rex takes over at the same time. What if she slices it out of his head like perfectly, like believes him at the time? Like they turn on both of them.
Like split second, huh? That split second would be awesome.
Rips it out with the Force.
Correct. I was really thinking her saber because he has the scar and everything. Like just enough.
He said in Rebels that we removed our chips.
Well, he does, but I mean, here's the answer of showing it though of how they were removed.
Right.
Doesn't have to mean he dug in there. They were
right.
It's got to happen.
He'll have an emotional overload to his programming and his emotions towards the Jedi fighting each other, and it shorts out the chip.
Yeah.
So that he doesn't, and then he can remove it later.
Kevin, that's a good idea too because he is the most involved with all the Jedi and feeling wise.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that like a blown fuse, right?
Yeah.
EMP. Yeah. Like Maul's rage causes an EMP
smoke coming out of his ears.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey guys, before you go on too much farther, unfortunately I got to bail.
Okay.
I can't do the long haul podcast like you guys do.
Not a problem, man.
That's why our nerd tunes are like in and out super fat.
Kevin, thank you for joining us. Honestly, you're welcome back anytime, of course.
Thank you. I'm sorry I couldn't chime in more on this one. I was enjoying listening to the discussion.
We tend to overspeak. Everybody, so
and when Chris has his notes, it's a quarantine campfire time.
Yeah, exactly. Chris pulls out notes.
That's right.
exactly. So
it's twice, maybe 3 times.
So everybody, Kevin, before you leave, tell everybody where we can find you, and thank you again for joining us.
Oh, nerdsattitudepodcast.com is the link to like all of our episodes and our vault of stuff, links to all our social media, things like that. Pretty much the only show we're doing right now is just Scott and I. We're doing Nerd Tunes.
Love it.
Which is it's a top list. So, you know, each episode is a different category, and we each pick our top 5 on that category.
Cool.
And then that's pretty much it. We had to be prior to COVID time. We had to scale back on all our podcast stuff, but now we have like all the time in the world.
Yeah.
To
And none of us can get together.
but we're not together to do it. So.
Yeah.
But
Awesome.
Nerd Tunes, we've been working out the kinks on doing this remotely through Zoom or Skype. So
Cool.
we have a new episode coming out, I think on Tuesday will be our new episode. Scott, do you remember what the category was?
It is the remix album. Isn't it remixes? Yeah.
So
Nice.
check that out. And we're also on the RLU network with you guys. So
All right.
Good
I'll
deal.
talk to you tomorrow, buddy.
yeah. All right.
Take care.
All right,
Take care,
guys.
man. Have a good night.
May the 4th be with you.
Later.
Yes.
Later, Kevin. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Nice. Yeah.
How do I
So
sign out of this thing?
I think you just leave the Skype call.
Just let's not get YouTube famous, and
There you
remember to shut off your camera.
There you go. It's gonna be a frozen Kevin in the corner. That's okay. We're almost done. Oh yeah. So there's so much. Okay. Yeah. Trying to really.
It's the best. For 100% sure, the best 40 minutes in a row of Star Wars. Period. I mean, it's so far has kept me that entertained, intrigued, and everything. And that's a lot because that's Empire's in there, man.
Yeah.
It's not easy for me to do, dude, to even compare anything close to it. And somehow
I can't believe you even attempted to. That's But you know something.
It's beyond attempt, dude. I'm there.
No, you're 100% right, and just with things like the Clone Wars making episode 3 relevant, you know, and episode 2 meaningful. This just, I mean, again, I can't wait to go revisit episode 3. I really can't, and to really like focus on what is going on in the Clone Wars right now. What's Ahsoka doing at this point when Obi-Wan is radio called, just Ahsoka talked to, and now he's on his way to fight Grievous, and it's like, oh my God, it's like information overload and epic. It's epic.
Yeah, I want what Kevin said. I want that supercut.
That fan cut, yeah.
Was I the?
Uh-oh.
Well, what I was going to say was I the only one who turned on 3 immediately.
I haven't yet until this is over.
No.
I want to see the arc. I want to see all 4 episodes first, and then because I was like, okay, should I watch 3 now? But no, I want to wait until we have our arc and then watch 3, and then
Yeah.
I
'cause this is
did
gonna hit
because
66
I feel that
at the
we're
beginning.
full into 3.
yeah.
Oh, we're in.
We're in it, man. Like I said, we are
This
like
episode.
seconds away from Order 66, which is such a
Yeah.
great idea. I mean,
Right.
I couldn't tell you. Like I said, I'm by myself, right? And I couldn't tell you the audible that I made, the fangirl squeal that I made when they said that when those alarms went off and they said the Separatists had launched an attack on Coruscant. I was like, this is what we wanted it all along, you know what I mean? And we're getting this, and it's so exciting to even be this. It's so exciting to even be this energetic about this after the first 8 episodes that we got. You know?
Now, watching the preview we have for the next episode, and you saw Rex and Ahsoka standing side by side on the bridge of a Star Destroyer.
Oh.
I want Order 66 to happen on a Star Destroyer. That's something we haven't seen before, and I would absolutely love to see that. So, I'm hoping.
Man, what about all the Imperial the Republic officers at this point? You know,
Did you
we
notice how
explore
they
that?
all looked more Imperial now?
Yeah. Everything's more Imperial, but like, did we ever explore that their turn or anything, like the actual officers and all that?
You know, it's been Imperial for a while though.
It has.
Just,
It has.
The animation is just better, and it makes it look like it's sharp Imperial.
Yeah.
Right. The Republic, because even Yularen and Tarkin are wearing the,
Yes.
they have on still. It's pretty Imperial.
Yeah, but are they?
And,
I wonder if there's going to be some sort of like, you know, power struggle when Order 66 happens and then we switch over to the Galactic Empire and now the Jedi are bad. Is every single officer going to be like, yeah, okay, Jedi are bad and go after them? Or is there going to be some sort of I don't think we're going to see this. I think I'm just putting it in my head. Maybe there's going to be some sort of
they might be shocked.
uprising.
But I see Yularen as a good guy, right?
Yeah.
Do you know
Kinda,
right
yeah.
now? Right
Yeah.
now. But he's Imperial.
Yeah, he is.
He's ISB, man, and he works with Thrawn and Tarkin and everybody else
accepts
throughout
it.
his entire career.
Yeah, you're
So-
right. He accepts it. He accepts
Yeah.
it.
And I would think if anybody wouldn't, it'd have been him.
I think it'd be a cool comic book to come out. Is there's some sort of like uprising of loyalists, that don't believe that the Jedi are bad and they go after because again they're not chipped and I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
I agree. And you know what? I honestly hope now we were talking about she's not going to talk to. I think she's going to talk to Obi-Wan one more time, at least. I think they're going to meet up, and
Wow.
I think we'll see them again.
Yeah, because maybe it's like, hey Obi-Wan, check the holo terminal. Bye. Or check the records. Okay. Something's going on with Anakin. You got to check it.
Something's happening.
Something's
You gotta go
happening.
check
No. I think because I think they've talked about Sidious and Maul's plan. I think that's why he looks because he knows that he's being groomed. And Maul says he's being groomed, and he's going to look and see if this is what happened, and it's Anakin.
Yeah, it's a short information though. Like Obi-Wan's going to find out in a couple of seconds anyway. Like a couple of minutes, he's going to find out that Anakin turned and helped this whole plan.
Well, in movie time.
Yeah. So, but
Not time. Revenge of the Sith wasn't one day,
no, it wasn't.
No,
It
it's
wasn't.
like a matter of like 7 days, wasn't it? Something like that.
at least.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, where we left off was, in the time frame was, they've obviously rescued the Emperor because Obi-Wan was off to confront Grievous, and Anakin
Right.
was off to spy on the Chancellor. That's where we left off on the time frame.
Yeah.
Now he's still
But
got
that's their
to
missions. We don't know if they've left yet.
Right.
We honestly don't know.
No,
They-
exactly.
They still haven't done their goodbye.
So we're actually a little bit more ways from Order 66 because Obi-Wan still has to kill Grievous,
Yeah.
and the Emperor and Anakin have to confront each other.
Right, and I think the Jedi are on their way to their planets.
But it
Yeah,
just
yeah,
keeps,
Yoda to Kashyyyk.
Yeah,
it keeps getting us so excited because Maul, that look when he said,
yeah,
"Is it happening?"
yeah,
and he
yeah.
stares
Right.
up like,
the realization.
Yeah.
Man. Oh my goodness.
God.
Yes.
No,
Hey,
no,
just-
not
Okay,
yet.
well, that part when the clones start running towards Ahsoka, and he stops and looks, and he's all like, "No, not yet."
Right.
So I'm wondering if that's what he was talking about. If he was talking about like it hasn't happened yet, and then
I
he
do.
takes off running.
I do. I think he did.
Wait, say that again.
Okay, that part when him and Ahsoka were talking,
Hmm?
and remember Ahsoka hit her bracelet to show Rex where she's at.
Oh yeah.
And it shows the clones and Rex running towards Ahsoka. Well, Maul's getting ready to take off. Well, he stops and looks at Ahsoka and he says, "No, not yet."
Ah.
So that,
Yeah.
when he says that, I'm wondering if he's saying it hasn't happened
That
yet.
Maul says that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maul's waiting for it. He says he's waiting. It's about
Yeah.
to happen. We're at the. You think you have a chance, and you haven't. It's already.
You don't
over.
know what's happening.
This is it.
When
he
he
knows
tells-
everything's falling into place right now.
When he
knows.
tells her you don't know, you have no idea what's coming. That right
He
there.
had
He's had
Yeah,
visions. He knows.
Yeah.
he had many great scenes, and my favorite throughout these two episodes was So Close, and of course involved the Mandalorians. When he started saying that speech, I really felt like it was the one that the armor was giving. Like I really thought he was going to say, "This is the," and like I thought that maybe that's where they got their
it
saying from.
Yeah.
Exact, dude. That speech almost mimicked word for word
Yeah.
what she gave after the Mandalorian and the heavy Mando were fighting.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, he's going to, oh my God, if they say it, and he didn't. But then I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa, that was so close.
That would be cool.
Well,
That would be cool.
You know what? That's a really good conversation point because Mandalorians at this point, that isn't the way.
Right.
Right.
Not yet.
And so it wasn't not about
They take
you
off
don't
their
want to be down.
helmets,
But your people don't belong hiding in the gutters, right? Which is what they end up doing.
Right, exactly.
You almost want to know: is it the same group he's talking to right now? Is Rook the armorer? You
Right.
know, Gar Saxon's right hand.
Right.
Mhm.
You know, is she the armorer? Is the big guy Gar Saxon? Because Gar Saxon isn't small. You know,
Right. Right.
it could be a lot.
Oh, man, I didn't think
Maybe
about
these guys
that.
are like,
Yeah.
screw it, we don't take them off anymore. They're ashamed of what they did. Now the helmets are on. This is the way.
Yeah.
Now they take people in to rebuild Mandalore because they jacked it up.
There you go.
Gar's-
They're the ones that let Maul.
Kind of like we let our guard down. We got to go back to our tribalistic
Yes.
warlord ways, and
That's why
and
the armorer still has the horns.
perfect.
And maybe when it came out too that this happened when they were fighting, when the Mandalorian and the heavy Mando were fighting.
Right.
So it's even more means that way because
Yep.
exactly what you're saying, Chris. God damn you!
Yeah.
That this is just that fits even more so now because we can't fight each other. Do you remember what happened?
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is exactly. Let's
Yeah.
remember the old ways, and that gives up
Scott, hold
another.
on. Scott had his hand up. Hold up.
Oh,
Scott.
go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm good now. That's all right. I completely. I was trying to say it for quite some time, and I completely lost my train of thought.
Scott, I stopped the world. I got you in there because I
You
saw
did.
your hand.
You saw
There was
that
something
hand
about
go.
Chris. You had
Gar
said something
Saxon.
about Gar Saxon being in Mandalorian.
Yeah.
He should be dead by that time because I believe he was killed in Rebels.
Oh. Perhaps. Okay, so he won't be the ham. That's fine.
When Bo-Katan reclaimed the saber, Gar Saxon was killed.
Oh, yeah. She had that. Gotcha. All right, fine. So Gar Saxon's not it. But that's fine. It can still be Rook.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
That's actually
absolutely.
probably the one that makes the most sense. And I think we're going to be looking at people from old Death Watch.
Yeah.
Right? We know that because that's who saved Din.
Right.
So it's going to be right after. So I can see them shedding the red armor. I can see them putting on their Death Watch stuff because they're all old Death Watch.
Uh huh.
Right? So they go back to their old suits. They get involved. They go try to save people.
Yeah, because even like Darth Maul's last line to him was go and die a Mandalorian death or something. He was like, just wrote him off. Like, I led you.
Yeah.
They're like, what do we do? We got to escape. He's all, nah, just go out and die. I've got other issues.
He left them, so they
Yeah.
realized they got worked. They weren't warriors that they should have been.
Right.
Now they destroyed their planet. They
Makes
got hurt
perfect
because
sense.
of what happened.
Makes so much sense, and I hope that comes out because there's a lot of talk about that discrepancy in the Mandalorian versus the Rebels and Clone Wars Mandos and the code. Like, they don't have a code here, but all of a sudden they have a code now. It makes so much sense that they would revert to an old code of way it worked and to not let it history repeat itself. I love
Right.
that. I think that's what we're going for. That's what we're going for.
I like it.
Yeah. Done. It's canon. It's
Make it
science.
so.
Yeah, make it.
it so.
No, Scott. You almost made me repeat it. I don't like it.
I did repeat it, and I
I
feel
know.
really bad about it, but we're live. We can't fix it.
Don't give El Sinestro fuel, who's in chat right now doing Spock things.
Ah,
Okay? Don't
He is.
don't give him fuel to give us Star Trek quotes.
All right. So,
Okay, anyway.
oh wait, actually, Rich is in here. So
Yeah.
he asked us
okay.
a question a minute ago.
Yeah,
what was
yeah.
our favorite lightsaber duel?
Yeah, because I'll start it off if you want. I mean, because this is so fresh in my mind. This is it right here. This is the one that I'm going to. And I'm telling you, the real reason why I'm so in love with this saber duel fight with Maul and Ahsoka is that the opening kick, twirling the sabers and doing that knee kick, jump kind of stab thing, whatever he did. I was just like, it brought me way back to episode 1 when he did that with Kenobi, and I was just like, man, I can't believe I just put an animated lightsaber duel in front of the Anakin Obi-Wan fight, which is epic, 15-minute episode, or fight. It's just I can't say enough about it. Right now, that is the number 1 saber duel in all of Star Wars. Right now.
Dig it, Scott.
Personally, let me think. I still have a very soft spot for the Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul fight.
Yeah,
after
yeah.
Qui-Gon is down,
Yeah.
and
Epic.
Obi-Wan is unleashed.
Epic.
That scene to me is just, I would say, a toss up between that and Ahsoka versus Maul.
And Maul's the common
So
denominator.
Maul's in both of them.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, Maul would be in. Okay, I'll get in a minute. Go around the horn, Joey.
Darth Vader and Obi-Wan.
3 or
Wow.
4?
Yeah,
4.
because he is Darth Vader in 3.
Aha!
No, seriously, I think for as long as since the first time I've seen Phantom Menace, it has to be Obi-Wan
That
and Darth
was-
Maul.
That was my first, and this one just topped it, man. It just
I don't know how many times I've rewinded just from the part when Obi-Wan
Anakin
goes
hits the
to
button 3 times.
yeah.
Just fast forward till you see Anakin hit the button in the ship 3 times.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
And then, boom, you're in the spot.
and I mean I'm talking millimeters close first is Ahsoka and
Yeah,
Darth Maul.
it's right there,
Yeah.
man. Love it.
Ernie.
I
Mikey.
really.
Go for it. Sorry.
I thought you said Ernie.
Yeah, Ernie,
no.
go for it.
Go for it.
I really, really like this animated version of it.
Yeah.
Just because it kind of goes both ways because we know it was mocap for both of them.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it was a real fight that they
Yeah.
adapted into animated form.
And
so
you watched that behind the scenes, right? Where they had
Yes.
they had the TV going behind them,
Yes.
yes,
and you could
yeah,
see it was exactly what they were doing.
Yes.
in
Exactly.
all animation.
I need to
Yeah,
watch
I'll-
that
I'll-
video.
Yeah. you
I'll
do.
get it posted. I'll get it posted and put it on our site and everything so everybody can see it because it was great. And it is exactly that because that was a real saber fight, but done in animation form. I mean, just his hops that he did
Yeah.
Oh, so great.
towards her.
That's what sold it.
and then they were on the beams. Them fighting on the beams
Yeah.
Love it.
was amazing, dude.
Yeah.
It was ninja-ish, samurai-ish.
I'm gonna watch it again tonight.
Here's the thing. You know there is no real. No, neither one of them are going to die during this fight.
Right.
Right.
You know both of them
risk.
live through this fight. Thank you.
Correct.
That's why couldn't I think of the word risk? Yes, there's no risk in this fight, but it's so good and it's
Yeah.
so edge of your seat regardless. It's just great.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it really is. And again, I say to say special effects inside of an animation.
I know.
The special effects
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
pretty. Say, hey, the part in this that fight, and it's on everybody's list right now, is when they're on that beam, and Maul cuts the one.
Yeah.
Right, and has her hanging on it, and then leaps over her, a la Obi-Wan tried to do or
Yeah.
did to him.
Yeah.
Right, and then Anakin
Yep.
will fail against Obi-Wan. It's just neat to see that little piece again. He had high ground on her.
Yeah.
Oh,
And kept and jumped over and kept it, and
He had her.
still lost.
He had her.
Right, Mike.
At first, it was the Darth Maul, Obi-Wan, and Qui-Gon at first, and then when I had seen the Yoda scene, I really, because Yoda was a great hero of mine. It was I'd never seen Yoda wield a saber, and when he did against Dooku, I was just like, I'm sold. And then even after that, when he had fought Palpatine, I was like, God, this little guy's rad. Those are the ones that stuck out the most. I mean, it's really hard because I can categorize a whole bunch of them and put them in order, but definitely those ones are the ones. But after seeing this one today, it was like,
You know, I don't totally disagree with you about Yoda at all, because
Yeah.
as crappy as I think the hopping part kind of is with the yelling, the whole first part of that duel before the lightsabers even came out, the
The banter.
force, yeah,
when he moved,
the dick measuring, right?
Yeah.
They were out there measuring, and he's the new master, and Yoda's like, nah, chump. You
Yeah.
know, and he sucked in the force lightning. Forget
Yeah.
like that was the coolest move ever. That's why I hate when people get mad about a new force power. Yoda sucked in force lightning
Yeah,
and
he
held.
did. And he held it. Put it in his
know?
pocket.
Yeah.
Sell this later on eBay. But no, I agree. Yoda versus the Emperor, I like way better than Yoda versus Dooku. But
Yeah, but he was cocky there too. And he was awesome.
yeah.
Yoda's the cockiest of the bunch for talking all sorts of trash.
Yeah, it is.
No, he really is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I like that one too. So then mine, I'm not gonna. This one's close. I really like it's Maul again, but it's Maul, Opress, and Palpatine.
Oh, right. Yeah.
When they all fought,
Yeah.
that was
See, that was another one when I was thinking about it too. I'm like, that one was epic. Epic.
yeah,
Oh,
brutal, dude.
man.
That's power and rage, and you've got 3 dark side users. I mean, that was the one, man. That was the one. So I think that's the best one. This is close when they're both animated, which is weird. But if I go live action,
Hey man.
episode 3.
Yeah. Live action. Yeah. This
As much
Yeah.
as I love Duel of the Fates, there is too much cut back and forth, and I'm not overly thrilled with the Theed Palace fight.
Mhm.
And the Anakin in the sky was horrible.
See, my only problem with the Anakin versus Obi-Wan fight, the only problem I have with it is it's so overly and we talked about this. It's so
Yeah.
overly
Yeah.
choreographed.
too much.
They are swinging to miss they're swinging to hit sabers and not hit themselves, hit each other.
Too much.
See,
If you watch it, it's a dance, but there's no stakes in it.
I don't disagree there, but I see it differently in that I think they do that because they know each other so well. I think they've known each other so long, and it's more of a dance than an attack.
Yeah.
They are trying to kill, but
thanks to the book. Yes.
Yeah, it's like
it
anytime Bruce Lee would go
emphasize
up with
that.
somebody with nunchucks, he would flip that around those things for 5 minutes before he would swing at somebody.
Okay, but we have a whole like 30 seconds of the two of them standing face to face, swinging sabers all around and not doing anything. You know,
But
it's
the
like-
spinning moves were cool. I don't care. It was cool.
I mean, not just that. Jim,
Whatever.
even the part when they try to hit each other with the force,
Yeah.
and they're at a standoff, dude. I'm like, wow, and you can see Anakin's face just turning dark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good
I
point.
agree.
See,
The thing I don't like about that whole thing, and it was nothing to do with the duel.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it kind of was. It was the lava floating droids.
yeah.
I don't like the platforms. I didn't like the platforms. I didn't like the effects on the flipping
Yeah.
and hanging on them and balancing.
See,
I think that piece
I
was
felt like I was
goofy.
watching a Cirque du Soleil.
yeah.
It was a bit
Well,
off. It didn't even look good. The things didn't even look like
Yeah.
proper.
You know, for me,
But-
if you're gonna rate a saber duel, I always have to put the emotional why they're dueling in the first place and the emotional tie-in really relevant to the actual duel itself. Because if I can go back and say, you know, Luke versus Vader in Empire is
Yes.
it's just a great emotional. It's not epic. I mean, they didn't like there wasn't acrobatic or like something, you know, good dueling. It was just meaningful. It was such a meaningful fight.
That's why I love Return of the Jedi's duel so much,
Yes,
is because
that-
there is so much emotion there,
Yeah.
because it is
So,
father versus son.
I think
Yeah,
I'm
for
gonna
as
have
low as I
to.
have return ranked, I do.
I think
find
that should be a
saber-
criteria. I think we should do that as a homework thing. Is like rate the saber duels, all of them, and you know, as a living, breathing document, it's something we could do, just like we do with our episodes, right? We always kind of like put them in order, and sometimes, you know, Rise of the Skywalker will jump up a few or whatever. I think that's a good homework assignment to do that, and but take an account of the importance of that duel also. You know,
Yeah, because you get emotional pieces out of Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Vader.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ahsoka and
Yeah.
Vader. That's a honorable mention right there. Ahsoka
Yeah.
and Vader.
100%.
yeah. Ooh,
Yeah.
there's so.
True
That's
that.
why the Star
There's
Wars
so many
life
great
is
ones, but-
awesome.
Yeah, it's one of those
A lot of
questions
good
where
ones.
you're picking between a dark chocolate cake and a dark chocolate ice cream. I'm good.
Oh,
Give me.
I like
Either way.
I like them both.
Either way.
All right, cool. I think we're at the 2-hour mark. So anything else, Chris, that you want to throw in there with Clone Wars? I know that I think our plan is, and we talked about this, is we're going to do our May 4th live kind of like a hangout. I don't think it's going to be a recorded episode, so it's going to be like come and go and just kind of hang out, talk Star Wars. But then the following Friday, the epic closure of the Clone Wars, we're gonna do a show at 8 o'clock. So it's going to be 1 week from Friday. We'll do it on a Friday. Well,
Hang on. Let me check my schedule.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'll
The
be
8th.
right here.
the
There's nothing happening anywhere.
Okay. Yeah, the bans, the lockdown is not going to be lifted by next Friday. So, what we're going to do is we're going to do a fresh. We're going to treat this like a episode movie that we go to. We're going to watch it,
Good.
converge, and then we're going to talk about it. We'll have Adam from the ROU Weekly on our show because he's a big Clone Wars fan. So I'm excited to talk to Adam about that. And yeah, guys, this was awesome. I cannot wait for this Friday. I cannot freaking wait. I'm calling it right now. Opening credits or opening scene. Order 66 hits. Ahsoka's going to have to go rescue Maul to find out more questions, more reasons why. And, oh my God, hold on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just-
because there's no way he's in an imperial prison. and lives.
No.
Right? No way. He doesn't make it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
No.
Right
Right on.
Anything left in the chat, Scott, that we can mention before we kind of sign off?
Yeah, let's see what we've got here. Rich was saying that the saber reveal for Yoda was sick
Yeah, it was.
in the Dooku fight.
It was. I'll give you that.
He was not happy with how lame it was that Obi-Wan was sidelined in that duel. Let me see.
Yeah. Okay. There's a good point there, because they do get sidelined easy for being as badass as they all are.
They do.
Yeah,
Right. Oh no! I got
especially Obi-Wan.
Oh, my
Oh,
shoulder
no,
and my
my
leg.
thigh got
Yeah.
I'm out for days. Save everybody, Anakin. Save them. For being
And let's see. Michael Horling said the duel with Anakin and Obi-Wan was kind of like a dance-off.
It was. It was.
Cirque du
And-
Soleil dance.
But the emotional impact of that duel is I think,
The-
kind of negates that sometimes.
the importance on the whole entire saga
Yes.
on that duel.
Lies upon that.
I agree.
Duel.
Yeah.
I agree. They could have made it better.
Because it was important.
Agreed,
before-
Mike.
It was important before we saw it.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It was important back in the 80s when we knew what happened.
Yeah.
I think part of the problem was we were expecting it since the 80s, and whenever, for me, I
Yeah.
was expecting it
No, we
since
were.
I was
You're
a
right.
kid in the 80s, and whenever I got it, I'm like, okay, it just keeps it's nothing's happened. I'm seeing. I have this thing where I go see a Star Wars movie, and the first thing I do whenever I get out of a Star Wars movie is immediately rate it as my favorite thing ever.
Oh, sure.
So then I've got to go watch it like 10 more times to finally put a rank on it.
Yeah.
And even while I was watching that one, I'm like, they're swinging to miss. It's, and I get it that they knew each other so well that they knew their own moves and all that. But still, it's just for me watching it whenever it first came out, I even thought there was issues with it.
But see, that's funny. 'Cause we talk about choreography.
Yeah.
They're all choreographed, obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty well. The animation, you don't see it as much. I think there's other ones like, and I think the sequels are more choreographed to me. I think Force Awakens was probably the best one of all of them. But I think the Praetorian Guard fight, as well as it looked, it was extremely choreographed in this.
Well, see, there's saber
Oh, yeah.
action,
But-
and then there's saber duels. You know, what I mean, like Last Jedi was a saber action. You know,
Right.
But yeah.
I wouldn't even call it Saber Duel in Last Jedi with
Right.
Luke and Kylo because they never
No,
clashed.
that wasn't a duel at all. It was.
And-
standoff.
Yeah.
In none of the others, though, I'll have to. I guess I got to watch the saga again. But in none of the others, I really notice the swing to miss every time. It's they. I don't know. It just seems to me like the other duels felt like they were trying to kill each other and not just dance around with lightsabers. It was like
Well, unless you're watching a Dooku fight, then you saw a
yeah.
saber flash by, shadows.
There could be some theory crafting behind that, Scott. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan and Anakin probably not trying to kill each other, even if Anakin.
No, Anakin was ready to kill
I don't
her.
know. I mean, I think he was. If he injured, I
He
think
just
it was
realized that
opposite.
that's not his kid. That's her. That's
I
his.
think, but I think Anakin would have walked away from an injured Obi-Wan, just like Obi-Wan walked away from an injured Anakin.
Yeah, I agree. I think what would have
Yeah.
happened was he would have sat there and something would have happened and
Yeah.
he would have.
He would have
Yes.
walked away, like
Okay.
left him for dead, kind of deal. I don't think-
They've made very clear in the comics and everything that Anakin still exists in Vader.
Yeah,
Luke felt it, right? Anakin's still
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah.
he could have felt sorrow, could have felt bad.
or I beat you and you're a broken man. Now go die.
I,
Yeah.
I just killed basically my father,
Yeah.
my brother, my father, whatever.
There's got to
it
be
is.
something there, because then if he doesn't, then if it's cold-blooded kill, then it doesn't, like, that whole meaningful relationship between those two as brothers and thing, it gets killed right then and there. There has to be some. I mean, Vader is the most tortured besides Kylo Ren, right? The most tortured out of all of them.
Yes.
And I think that Obi-Wan has a lot to do with it. You can't just kill him and just leave, because, like I said, Vader's not a pure Sith Lord. He was
Yeah, I
forced.
think-
It was forced as a choice to become one. You know what I mean? So, like Maul was groomed, Vader wasn't really groomed. He was kind of like shoved into this role and
Yeah.
broken.
But he was stolen too. Maul was stolen too. He was still taken.
Yeah.
It's not like they gave him away.
He was.
willingly.
He wasn't really seduced by the dark side, though. Like Vader wasn't really, really seduced.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like
He was.
Well,
he
he was seduced over time. He
Over-
was-
Yeah.
in between 3 and 4. Yes, like to
He
become
was seduced with the power to save
Padme
Padme.
and bring peace. Yeah. So I mean, again, there's a lot
to bring
to
80s.
some theory crafting between a lot of saber duels, the meaning behind it, all that stuff. Yeah, I love it. This is what makes Star Wars relevant and continue to be talked about to day one, because nothing is so black and white. It's just like it goes on forever.
So back in the chat, Rich wants to know before we go, Vulcan mind meld versus Jedi mind tricks.
Mind
Mind
tricks.
trick.
So we're gonna skip right over that one.
Yeah, because don't you have to be touching somebody with that Vulcan thing?
Yeah, we had to be
Yeah.
6 feet
So
apart.
there you go. I mean,
Mitch.
distance.
For social distancing.
Yeah, so Jedis win every single time because they can do it across the room.
Corona. Corona.
So then we've got Vanilla Thunder says you guys should do live reactions and post them on YouTube.
Love it. I
That'd be good.
we might be doing that on May 4th. Our live reaction to Empire Strikes Back we've seen 1 billion times.
I think we
Right.
should start posting our chat.
Yeah, right. Yeah, why not? I
Oh,
mean,
yeah, right. That'd go over real well.
thank you for that comment. Though. Yeah,
Joey's
exactly.
photos.
Mike's over here wagging his finger. No.
Yeah. We better not.
Right, Tiny?
Rich also said the duel between Kylo and Rey in Rise of Skywalker was more epic than Anakin versus Obi-Wan.
Oh.
It was epic.
Cool.
It was epic. But more epic.
Yeah.
And then
I think it was great.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I liked it. I'm sorry, I liked Rise of Skywalker's duel better. I agree with him there. And then he says that Scott is 100% correct. Swing to miss.
Well.
he's reading only the ones that say he's right.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Scott's.
The other 47 people in there are like, nah, Chris got it nailed. It's cool. Scott's wrong.
I don't see,
Hold on, let me get
don't
the
see
chat.
those yet. Let me
I'm
see.
gonna get in there and type it.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a show, guys. Right? I think this was
Man.
good. This was needed. I love it. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go home now and watch Clone Wars over again and really
rock
get
on.
prepared for Friday, man. I feel like again we've had every Friday seems like to be like this thing where almost like the Mandalorian was getting towards the end, where like a really good anticipation.
This is what we were
Yeah.
missing through the first 2 arcs.
Yeah.
Bad Batch wasn't horrible, but I wasn't waiting
2
for
months
Friday.
worth. Yeah.
The other,
Mm.
whatever the hell, I couldn't wait until the next 3 Fridays to be over.
Yeah.
That was garbage.
Yeah.
Now, getting to this one, I can't wait every single time.
Right.
And I'm
Oh,
going
yeah.
to be really upset when it's done.
Yeah.
Because
It's a good
this
feeling.
was
They're
great.
on a
It'll be
roll,
a good
man.
way. It'll be a good way to end.
It's gonna be epic, and then another one for the books. Another one
Yep.
for the books.
Good deal.
I love how Star Wars keeps reinventing itself, even after, like I said, it's reinventing Episode 3 at this point, and it
Yeah.
just keeps getting better and better, man. It just
It's awesome.
See, here's
Yeah.
the thing about Clone Wars. I've never seen an arc go downhill worse the last half. Right? Can you think of any of
yeah. Right.
You think it started great and ended crap?
No.
If they started bad, they might have ended great. I've
Right.
never
You always
seen
have
one
that
go down.
exactly.
So we're this pumped already. The next 2 have got to be ridiculous.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think these 2, were, as great as they were a tease.
Prepare for the snot bubbles again.
Now, I do promise, if if I'm disappointed, I'll let you know.
Well,
I'll know.
we won't hold back.
We have no doubt.
We absolutely will not hold back. But I think that there's room to top the first 2 episodes they just dropped. There's room for it because
Shit, we got Order 66 coming.
I know that's what I'm saying.
Mm.
It's
Oh my God.
all right, cool. All right, guys. Thank you very much, chat. Thank you so much for everybody that's joining us, and everybody who downloads this on our SoundCloud, and all the iPod stuff on Friday, and also on the rawlifepod.com on Sunday. So again, thank you guys for joining us, Chris, Joey, Scott, Mike, Ernie. I think Ernie just stepped away. He had some things going on. So, and Kevin from Nerd Tunes, thank you very much, guys, for joining us. We ran a little late to get into our outro for other things. I think otherwise it'd be like a 4-hour podcast. But we're going to do this again on next Friday. We're going to do a double features Clone Wars with Adam from RLU Weekly. And also we'll send out a notice for May 4th, and we'll celebrate it proper fan style.
Super dope.
All
Heck
right?
yeah.
So I think with that, guys, we're out.
All right.
Keep it nerdy, everybody.
Wiki.